We got numbers.
All right, guys. Welcome to episode number 414 of the ClevelandMoto Podcast. Light them up.
Well, I jumped a guy who was premature
beer ejaculation.
So this is going to be a small cast, but we may get a call in.
Yep.
So to my immediate left is
Steve Sleepy.
And to his left?
Johnny Mac.
And to his.
Crawford.
Jumping again.
Jumping everything.
I just try to. You always want it to be done fast.
I predict he's going to be the first one to fall asleep.
Yeah, definitely.
He'll probably beat us all to that.
No, John's going to fall asleep because he actually did some work today.
No, I clocked 7 hours of CPAP time last night. So
Oh, you did?
Pretty good.
Oh, good for you, man. Excellent. How's that working out for you?
I drove to Pennsylvania and back and didn't fall asleep once.
You know what? That says a
Well,
lot.
driving.
That says a whole lot.
Good.
I didn't have
good for
to. I haven't taken a nap yet today.
So good news in the motorcycle community, everybody.
Yeah.
Because you know that not long ago we had announced that they were canceling all the Irish road racing.
Yes.
So, and that would affect the Isle of Man because we don't want people showing up at the Isle of Man. It's their first time on a motorcycle that year, right? And these Irish races are a big part of getting ready for the Isle of Man. So not that long ago, it was announced that the Northern Irish road racing season was going to be completely canceled due to the cost of insurance. And people went fucking crazy. And they did an interesting thing. They said that they were going to open it up to crowdsourcing. Okay. Now, this is an interesting thing that I looked up. The reason they had to cancel these races was the cost of the insurance had tripled. Yeah, no shit, right? So the cost of the insurance for this event or these events had tripled. And that's terrible. And what they said was for the first time ever, we might have to ask people to start paying. Mm-hmm. Now, because these are open, these are on people's roads. So you don't exactly have grandstands and bleachers that you can head check people and, oh, here's your wristband, right? It's just roll out of your house and walk to the road and there's the race, right? There is no spectator section per se.
Roving ticket takers.
Right,
Just roll
exactly.
up and like, let me see your brand.
Yeah, let me see. Did you
You're
download?
standing along the road.
Right.
You're watching. You must pay.
Right, exactly. But I'm waiting for a bus. Yeah, sure you are. Anyway, so what they did was they went ahead and they did a fundraiser. They used GoFundMe, and they came up with $113,000. And it's a mixed metaphor. They came out with about 93,000 pounds of their 300,000 pound goal. Holy shit, man. If your insurance went up 3 times and your goal is 300,000 pounds, that's some heavy fucking insurance.
Yeah.
Anybody like to guess why insurance went up so much?
Because they don't want the race to happen?
I'll let you answer that question, but I mean,
Because it's using gasoline and killing the earth?
Politicians.
but
That's
is it-
why.
but
Yep.
But
Go
isn't
ahead.
that sort of like buying like lottery insurance? Okay, I'm going to
Yep.
raffle off this bike. You buy insurance. If somebody wins the bike, insurance pays for the bike.
That's exactly right.
Well, $300,000 worth of insurance at
Yeah.
an event like that.
Right.
I mean, one hit. I mean, they could get sued for $1 million or something. There could be, you know what I mean? Like,
I would assume that that's it.
you know what I mean? Like that might be cheap.
So I did a deep dive, as I'm prone to do, about why has insurance gone up so fucking much. And it turns out, here's why insurance has gone up if you ask an insurance person.
Because you're going to get the truth.
Because they're going to give you the truth.
Definitely.
According to the insurance industry.
Right.
So it turns out that due to a massive increase in the cost of hospitalization, to a massive increase in the cost of repairing damaged cars, and due to a massive increase in legal fees since, past 3 years or so. And so due to increases in all of those things, the price of insurance has had to go up. I wonder if we know any small business owners in the room that have recently experienced a 300% increase in the cost of their insurance.
My blanket stuff's gone up. So.
Yep, absolutely. And mine went up a lot. I mean, a fuck lot.
Wow.
And I called them asking for a discount because, our staff has changed here.
Yeah.
And some of the people that don't work here anymore had some pretty sketchy driving backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah.
So they were high risk. So having them working at my shop and having them drive shop vehicles was kind of expensive. So when I was calling my insurance guys up and said, hey, Mr. X DUI and Mr. X suspended license and Mr. drives too fast, has too many tickets, they don't work here anymore.
Right.
So, and we've gone from X number of people on our staff, 7 or 8 people on our staff, down to 3 people on our staff.
Right.
Seems like I'm due a rebate.
Yeah. Or at least, yeah, right.
My exposure has gone down dramatically. Your exposure as an insurance company has gone down dramatically. And they said, well, let's look and see what you were paying. And they went, oh, that won't do. And they doubled my insurance. Ugh. So risk went down dramatically. Number of operators went down dramatically. Number of insured vehicles, number of trucks we own and we deliver with has gone down dramatically. And yet our insurance doubled.
Yeah. They sent me
You
a
should
bill.
never get too cozy with an insurance company. It's a good time to shop it out. I mean, we've been with the same people for a long time.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
like maybe we should try something else. But then I tried to call like State Farm,
Yeah,
and they never returned my calls. So
that's right. Yeah.
Well, you know what's weird? There's like some so we had this guy helping us with like just some financial stuff, and then he recommended this other insurance company, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, we had one of the I think it was State Farm or something like that, and it seemed like we were getting a pretty good rate. And so they hooked us up with like an Erie Insurance or something. Mm-hmm. And so I told the guy, I'm like, listen, bro, like I have like 12 motorcycles. We have 3 vehicles, all this stuff. He's like, yeah. Dude, they save me like $850 a year. Wow. Like it is crazy. Like when you talk, like I never thought about changing. I was like,
it can be like cell phones. You don't get rewarded for longevity with
No,
with
you
a
don't.
cell phone. They just
You
keep
really
charging
don't.
you more and more, and the only real discount is to start new somewhere else.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is our call-in. I'm sure if you guys are at home listening, you're hearing the sound of a call-in happening. Yep. And we're going to go ahead and chime Mr. Chris in here. Mr. Smith, how you doing?
Hello. Is this the listener line?
This is the listener line, my friend. You are coming through. You're on the air. So I'm going to go ahead.
That's great.
We're going to make sure we got you going to the right devices and all that fun stuff. And the biggest thing is, so we want to clarify to all of our listeners that you, in fact, are not here in Cleveland today.
Correct.
And where, in fact, are you now?
We are in Marrakesh, Morocco.
Fantastic. So Marrakesh, Morocco. Now, are you getting near the middle of your trip now?
Toward the end, we've got a down day tomorrow. We'll be riding. And then we have, I want to say, 1 or 2 more riding days in Morocco.
Hold on a second.
hold on. People don't realize that the shore is closed. The shop is closed.
Yeah,
As usual.
Yeah, as usual. People are like, well, of course they're open. They're always open. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Chris. Sorry. So where are you at?
Yeah, so we got a couple more riding days here in Morocco, and then it's back across the Straits of Gibraltar, and then 2 more riding days through Spain and up into Lisbon, Portugal, and then we fly back home.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Sounds like a pretty epic trip you're on.
Pardon me?
Sounds like a pretty epic trip that you guys are on.
Yeah, it's been a real, it's been a lot of fun. There's been some very technical, challenging riding going on.
Hey, Chris.
And
We were debating, and we kind of have bets. So on the giant switchback thing that you sent a picture of,
yeah.
how long did it take you to go up and down that thing?
Well, let's just say that I was the slowest
No.
out of all the riders, but and I was doing a lot of it in second and third gear. I'll say that.
That's just pretty good.
Are you gaining some more confidence the more you ride?
Yes, but I'm also soiling myself more often.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So are you thinking about hanging up the Janus and getting yourself a Beamer now?
Yeah, I thought about it for a few minutes.
So what's been the most spectacular part of your trip so far?
Really, I would say a combination of the riding. There's been some interesting places that we've stayed. like last night, for instance, we were in this little place. It didn't really look like much, but once you got inside it, their food in this tiny little restaurant was, it almost seemed like it was a French presentation in some little back area of Morocco. I was just shocked at how interesting the food was. I don't know, what do you think, Pete? What's been the most exciting? Pete, like crossing the Atlas Mountains. So that's a long way up, back and forth, and a long way back down.
How I remember before you left, you were concerned about the temperature and stuff. How's the weather been for you?
You know, the weather's been not bad at all. Mid-70s, we had one day where it's maybe, high 40s, low 50s, but today was a high of 85.
Nice.
So there was no issue of being too cold, for sure.
That's good.
I sent you the information on the Ride That Monkey young man who is riding his Honda Monkey around the world.
Oh.
And he finishes up just in about, 2 weeks. He came up out of Senegal and met us here in Marrakesh. And he's going to finish up in April 8th or something like that, Pete? He's going to finish up in Portugal.
And he's a Portuguese. Andre Sousa is his name, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I've been looking into, doing a little stalking of him, and that's an insane ride that he's doing.
It really
And
sounds.
he's been doing it for
Go ahead.
3 years. He's been on the road.
3 years?
Oh my God.
Holy
he started when he was
shit.
I'm not gonna lie. It sounds really cool when you say, "Yeah, we're here in Morocco. We're here in Marrakesh."
Yeah.
I mean, you do sound worldly.
Ah.
Did you? Were you able to strike up a conversation with anybody from Ohio?
Actually, we were at a roadside stop where I don't know if I sent you the photo of Pete on the back of a rearing horse, but there was a gentleman that walked by and started asking us about riding the motorcycles, and, about the tour group. So I asked the guy where he's from. He says he's from California. I said, well, we're from Ohio. He said, well, actually, I grew up in Ohio. I said, well, whereabouts you grow up? He said, Cleveland.
Oh, no.
What part of Cleveland? The guy says, Breckville. I said, you got to be shitting me.
I knew it.
Yeah, and then...
I knew you'd do it.
Yeah, and then toward the beginning of the tour, we bumped into a woman who she says that her son lives in Rocky River. Right.
That's so
We're halfway
amazing.
across the world, and we bump into these folks. Yeah.
You always manage to find somebody somewhere
Right.
that is that's from close to home.
Yeah. So Monkey Boy knows Pete's uncle, who is a big motorcycle enthusiast, and Monkey Boy meets this guy down in Texas, and turns out that it's some distant relative of Pete Hemsley. Like, holy shit! So
It's a small world.
yeah, it really is. It really is. So the riders, it's Pete and myself, and then there's a guy by the name of Frank he's from Porto, Portugal, and then there's a husband and wife team from Brazil, and then there's probably Pete's favorite guy is Paul from Rome, Georgia, and Paul is he's a mentally injured Army veteran.
I've got your picture. I've got the picture of you guys all standing on top of the sand dunes pulled up right now. And so I believe I see your couple from Portugal, right? So I see those folks, and then I
see Pete.
So I see Pete with his very Hemingway beard, and I see you rocking the very stylish shamach to blend right in. And then I see a guy wearing a Poughkeepsie shirt, who's wearing a gray Poughkeepsie shirt, who passes the Mr. Clean test for hair.
Yeah.
And then I've got another fella with a blue and white shirt on the end of your picture, who's not so tall. And then I got a tall, sort of a lanky-looking fellow with a Dionysi shirt on,
Glasses.
with a military haircut and glasses.
Well, it's the guy with the Mr. Clean haircut.
Yeah, the Mr. Clean haircut. So he's the one that's had some. You said he's a veteran.
Yeah, but he's on all sorts of meds, and sometimes he takes his meds, and sometimes he doesn't, and he acts up quite a bit at the dinner table, and he likes to mix his prescription meds with as much wine as he can get his hands on. So he's been kind of a handful.
Do you put the corks on the forks?
Yeah, as we should.
What was his name? Roderick? Rupert.
Ruprecht,
Ruprecht.
the monkey boy.
Yeah, Ruprecht has corks on the forks. Oh my God.
Are you guys sending him toward the big hairy turns first?
So have you had any exotic alcohol while you're on this trip?
No. So today was the first day of Ramadan.
Oh.
So surprisingly, the two guys from the tour company, they will drink these espresso coffees about every hour and a half.
Yeah.
Which is a nice break when you're riding your bike. But interestingly enough, they had kind of forgotten that it's Ramadan, so nobody's serving any coffee. So you got to really search out places that will serve to Europeans and whatnot.
Right.
So.
Well, let's get to the important stuff. Have you sampled the hash yet?
Well, Pete has.
Nice.
No. But we've gone, I don't know, like 1,300 miles in about 6 days.
That's good.
And,
good clip.
That beats all 7 of your last years.
Have you had any troubles? Any hiccups?
I don't think so. Well, actually, Paul the whack job was the biggest trouble. So the husband and wife team from Brazil, the poor gal, she can just barely get her tiptoes on the ground. So
yeah, she looks like she's about 5 foot nothing in this picture.
Yeah.
Are they two up, or are they riding this separate bikes?
Separate bikes.
Okay.
And is she on a 750? Yeah, so she's on a 750, and about the second or third day in a parking lot, she was trying to reorient herself, and just, the bike dropped over and caught her on the right ankle. So that kind of crunched her. No, that was the first time. And then second time we were we're pulling into a hotel, and there's a lot of sand. So as we're leaving the hotel, she dropped again early in the morning on the same ankle. So she's been down and out for 2 days now in the truck, which luckily, they're able to load the bike in the back of the truck and reorient the luggage, and she just rides in the back of the van, the sports vehicle. So, things limping around, and I guess her ankle's about the size of a watermelon.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man.
Everybody's kind of cooking along and doing all right. And
So is she still...
I'm the shitty rider of the group, so that's good for everybody else.
So the woman with the watermelon foot is still staying well ahead of you.
You know what? She's got pretty good skill when she's going. I'll give her that.
So the woman that can't shift or put her feet down is doing better.
Yeah, we'll give you that one, Fish.
Okay, so let me get this right. So it's the guy with the traumatic brain injury.
He's on point.
On drugs and drinking.
You got a hell of a crew there.
I tell you what, and he's he's one of these guys who has to ride right behind the tour leader Carlo. So he's always in the number one spot, and he says that he refuses to ride behind anybody else. And it's just one of those things where you roll your eyes and say, "Okay, Paul, go ahead."
Just let him be in the pocket, man.
Fine.
Yeah, just let him be in the pocket.
Yeah.
If you put him anywhere else, he's going to cause trouble.
Yeah. But Frank, the guy from Portugal, he's a very good rider, and I kind of agree with Pete that he's probably, other than the tour guide Carlo, Frank's probably the best rider among us.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, Pete's no slouch.
Fun.
Pete's an excellent rider, so I'm sure he can keep up with whatever hell's going on.
Yeah. Pete's hanging in there, and Pete thinks he's a slouch, but he's really doing well.
So has anybody taken any unscheduled off-road adventures?
Negative.
Okay.
Although we did have a lot of gravel and roads under construction today, where you're cutting along on these probably, I don't know, the roads are maybe 20 feet across, and in both directions, and it was tight, and you're bouncing along quite a bit, or at least I was.
Yeah.
And well, hang on, Pete's going to tell a quick story.
Yeah, bring it on.
Did you ever see the movie Buell with Dennis Weaver, with the crazy truck driver?
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Well, we followed that guy down the hill today. We couldn't get around this son of a bitch. He was driving that thing like a sports car down these switchbacks, and we could not get around it. He was driving the wheels off of that thing, and I commend him. And our car guy even said,
the switchbacks that we saw the picture of that you sent out today, was that foothills or the steps of the Atlas Mountains?
it's called Datus Gorge. It's Dades. It's the Datus River.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably messing up the pronunciation of that, but it's actually pretty famous. It was used in a Cadillac commercial a couple years ago that they filmed there. And you see it in car magazines with some regularity, and it's kind of a famous motorcycle road, but it's relatively short. It was only, just 3-4 miles to the top of that? Yeah.
Oh.
But that's not the Atlas Mountains. No, that was just a gorge.
Okay. Yeah, because that switchback set, that series looked like you had about 14 or 15 good turns all strung together.
Oh, yes.
It looked pretty rad.
Did Smith get his hand on the pavement as he leaned over on some of the turns? Did that happen?
He did, but that's just because he had 8 arms. The bike was completely upright.
You guys are you guys on the 850s?
We are both on 850s.
Yeah, you're both on the 850s. Because it's very funny, in the photographs, you guys are not little guys, right? So the bike does look kind of small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like a 3/4 scale BMW in the one picture, Pete. You looked like you were manhandling the thing.
Well, I was, but that had nothing to do with the size of the bike. that was the angle or something. Just used a fisheye lens.
Oh, yeah, clearly. It's the same lens you used when it made it look like you guys...
Photographer, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it almost looked like you guys were jumping in the air at one moment, and I know that's not possible.
That was after the hash.
Much thinner here, and gravity is less.
Gravity is less.
I figured it was after the hash, and you guys were just floating.
It's
like Thelma and Louise.
By all means, I mean we're getting a giant kick out of you guys' pictures. It is super, super cool. What a legendary trip. I mean, it's just amazing.
Oh yeah.
Well, and we enjoyed the camel ride too.
Yeah.
So I saw that the Arabian horse that Pete was on, that was doing a 12 o'clock wheelie, is for motorcycle folks. That's some shit right there. That doesn't happen every day.
Well, it was at a roadside stop where they were selling everything under the sun, and then there was 3 or 4 horses there, and everybody's kind of milling around, and before you know it, Pete's up on the top of this horse, up on the horse's back. And I looked at what the hell's going on here, and then the guy who has the reins of the horse kind of jiggles it, and the thing rears its front legs up, and Pete's throwing his hands up in the air like he's Buster Scruggs or something like that.
It looks legit. I mean, that's a 100% straight up cowboy shit right there.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah. When I saw that picture at first, I figured it.
Underfoot at the same time, too. There were Gibraltar monkeys running around.
No way. When I saw that picture, I thought it was a fiberglass horse in front of Wall Drug. And I realized, no, that was a real, actual, living, breathing animal. Did Chris get to race the camels? Did you get to race a camel, Chris?
Race the camel?
Yeah, I strongly recommend that for people who are in that part of the world. Get involved in some dromedary racing.
Well, that hasn't been an option so far.
Well,
but, if that comes up, I'll certainly take advantage of it.
If you get down to the beach, they tend to have that set up by the beach, and they'll get dumb tourists to pay them a lot of money, and you'll jump on the back of a camel, which will throw you after about 70 or 80 feet.
Now, also, if you're going to look at a camel toe, careful because they spit.
Well, okay, so how many days do you guys have left in the tour?
We finish up on Sunday.
Okay, all right. So that's and is that back in Portugal, or are you finishing up? You're on the return leg.
We finish up in Portugal.
Okay, you do
in Lisbon.
Lisbon, yeah,
where we return the bikes and all that kind of stuff, and then Pete and I will make our way out to the airport the next day and fly back to the good old U.S. of A.
Fantastic. And now, do you want to take this opportunity to do a completely shameless plug for the tour company?
Absolutely. It's called Moto Explorers, and they operate out of Lisbon, and they do a number of different tours all through Europe and North Africa. The tour guides, I will say, do a very good job of managing the diverse personalities, including Mr. Clean,
So are they
military issues.
Are they going to be talking about him for about 100 years?
Well, here's the goofy thing.
Yeah.
He has been a customer of theirs before.
Oh.
And he's rented bikes from them.
Oh.
And he's gone on tours with them before.
Oh.
And Pete and I are just scratching our heads thinking, man, they got to be pretty friggin' desperate to have this guy on tour after tour. But, hey.
Hey, but his money spends, right?
Yeah. His money spends. So, but they've been very, very good, and it's nice having the van to carry your luggage and stuff like that. You're not dicking around with that every morning, and there's regular breaks while you're going along on the bikes during the day, and then we've had kind of longer days, and then an occasional short day. So I think they've been doing it long enough that they have it put together, so it really does work well. So
now, are you
Moto Explorers?
Are you still in Tangiers?
No,
okay.
We're in Marrakesh right now.
You're in Marrakesh.
We will. We will leave Tangier to go across the Straits of Straits of Gibraltar.
Okay, so you guys got
that's a whole creek.
So you guys today got done with the Atlas Mountains, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay, so you're in you're day 10 essentially. Yep.
Right.
Cool. Oh, that's badass. That is
Will
fantastic.
you be riding on the Marrakesh Express?
Yeah.
Will they be taking you to Marrakesh?
He was actually playing that this morning.
Oh, hell
at
yeah.
the restaurant where we had our breakfast. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you have a joke for us?
What's your joke? Boy, we had something, but
You had something prepared.
What?
That's okay.
Well,
yeah. So Pete was telling me that did you know that pigeons die after having sex?
No.
Well, at least the one that Pete fucked.
oh, that's fantastic.
A dad joke from 5,000 miles
that
away.
is perfect. You're signing in from Africa with a joke.
Yeah. How many miles? Like 5,000, 6,000? How many miles?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like a lot, right? Like 10? I don't know.
Africa, man.
Yeah.
In Africa. Oh, that's cool. So tomorrow, you guys can have your big overland day, your transitions day between the special stages, Marrakesh to Tangiers. That's a hike, man.
Yeah.
That is a hike.
So that's going to be that'll be a day after tomorrow. Tomorrow's a rest day.
Yep. Yeah, Marrakesh to Tangiers is a hike. Yeah.
Tangiers, Seville, Spain.
Yep.
And Seville to Lisbon.
Okay. All right. So you're going back Seville then. Okay. So you're going back inland. All right. Well, Seville to Lisbon, yeah, that's a hike too because you're gonna get some more twisty roads there. So you're gonna pick up some more twisty roads between Seville and Lisbon.
Will you see any lesbians when you're in Lisbon?
Fuck it.
Only if we're lucky.
Hey, welcome to the ClevelandMoto Podcast. The podcast is populated entirely by 9-year-old boys. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for giving us a call, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right. Well, we'll see you when we get back in town.
Hell
yeah.
Yes, we'll have to do an in-person wrap-up
Have fun.
over some very strong cocktails.
Good fellas.
All right, man. You guys will...
Ride fast and take chances.
Yes, ride fast and take chances for sure. Have fun, man. We'll see you guys.
Later.
That was awesome. What a great call-in.
Yeah.
That is super cool. That's a stretch, man. That's badass. Super cool. I have not been. I went to on a trip to Marrakesh when I was stationed there in 1989. So I was stationed in Tunisia and went on a little side trip, and it was pretty cool, pretty rad. So that's neat. I'm glad these guys are having a blast. Very cool trip. Yeah, that's a neat thing. 14 days, just out riding motorcycles.
Crazy.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
That's what we're doing next week. Well, not for 14 days and not in Africa. Me and John and Nick
Yep.
North Carolina trip.
and Dan are going back to North Carolina.
When are you going to start that trip?
Next,
Well, that brings us to an important question. Do you have any Kendons lying around?
we realized that all of our trailers are not set up for two big bikes to take with us. Yeah.
Well, I've got a number of Kendons, but the good news is they need just a tiny bit of maintenance.
That's what we
We
figured.
kind of suspected
Exactly.
That's why we're bringing
That's
it
why
up
we waited till the
now.
last
Right.
possible
That's a
minute.
good. Yeah, that's a good thing.
So we have plates. We have enough plates between us that we got the plates covered.
You got the plates covered.
We have no
Excellent.
hope of it actually being registered.
Right, yeah.
We got that covered.
Well, you got
Yeah.
a plate to hang on it
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, so yeah, I do. So
Okay.
in my warehouse, I've got the one really nice Kendon that's for two big bikes that has the sponson box on the front.
Okay.
And has all the cool shit. But that's ready to rock and roll right now. Just squeeze a little grease in the bearing, she'll be ready to rock.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
No big deal. Yeah, it's pretty
We'll
easy
even
stuff.
wash it.
I'll have to check I have 2 brand new tires for it.
Huh?
Because the tires were so the tires are good for local runs, but I
Well,
wouldn't
think
put them on the
about
highway.
what John drove last year. The
I
tires
know.
were from a lawnmower from 1943.
Yeah, but wait,
New
John
ones
said
on those.
But I have brand
and the good
Yeah,
thing is
right.
those tires were readily available at Harbor Freight.
Yes, they were.
That's exactly right. So that's one of those cool things. If you have a trailer where everything on your trailer is available at Walmart or Harbor Freight.
You're good.
So you can go in and buy a mounted tire on a rim for $70.
Oh, it was less than that. It was
Game
two
on.
tires. It was under $100.
Yes. Were those like 12 inches or?
Yeah, they're 12 inches.
12 inch or 10 inches, yeah. So, but the Kendon's got full size 15s on it.
That's what he was very much concerned with. Like, he didn't want to use any of our shit.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, okay, my bike
Yeah.
is 690 pounds.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
no. It's a real motorcycle.
John's is probably 590,
Yeah.
right? It's
Right.
a little bit less.
Wait,
You need
the
a-
Versus?
Huh? How much is our Africa Twin? It's like 600 some pounds, right?
Right.
No, it's not 600 pounds.
I'm pretty sure.
No, it's in the 500s, isn't it?
Well, not anymore. I mean, I have a box on it and fucking crash bars and a fucking thing and all the other
Versus
stuff.
is actually kind of light.
So an Africa Twin, according to the internet, an Africa Twin weighs between 501 and 552 pounds.
Okay, but we'll put gas and everything else. So 600 pounds and you're safe. That's a good, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then what about a Verse Nazis?
Okay, let's find out. Let's see what a Versys weighs. Yeah. A
See, this is stuff that you need to think about before going on a trip.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Versys weighs 482 pounds.
So 500. So we're talking about 1,100 pounds on the old trailer.
Right.
Plus
exactly.
the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, and also it's top heavy weight. It's not low down weight. So like if you don't have the good tires and you start to get a bounce,
So this
or
is
something-
why
The
I-
Kendon does a good job of making it low
the
down.
the
Right.
Kendon's pretty magical.
Yeah.
So the Kendon is pretty magical. But what I would say is, I have the tires already. So if somebody wants to take their time and mount these two brand new tires onto the trailer that already exists, you can have brand new tires
I got
on
it.
a perfectly good functioning trailer.
my neighbor has the machine.
There you
I
go.
can, and balancer and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I got you.
The Hillbilly Network
Yep.
will serve you, my
yeah.
friend. And I'm sure you won't be stoned at all when you do that job.
Nope. No, because he'll do it. I swear to God.
At all.
Yeah.
Which is a very good thing.
It is. Every time I go over there to do something, I'm like, hey, let me do. He's like, let me show you how to. Let me just show you. I just want to show you.
You already did one. You might as well do the other.
Yeah.
Show me again.
I just want to see that trick. How did you do that trick on the back?
I don't understand how this works.
I like how you seat my bead.
But yeah, so we should be good. Get some tires on there. Be good.
So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
whenever you want, whenever you gentlemen feel like the time is right, what I'll do is I've got to make a run over to my warehouse anyway.
Yeah.
So
If you want, if it's empty, I can pull it with my car, right?
of course you can. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll pick it up. I'll do it Saturday.
I'll make
take
sure
get the tires.
I'll
done.
make sure the trailer works its way here.
Okay.
So the trailer will work its way here from the warehouse. So I got to bring a few bikes over anyway.
I'm off.
Oh,
I
When are
quit
you off?
From now till Monday.
Steve's like, I'm changing that.
Are you taking off next week then too?
Yeah.
Guess what, boss? Dun dun dun.
You don't have to put up with me.
Comp time.
You scared me away. I'm leaving.
No, I'm going to lose like 10 pounds now.
Oh.
Oh, you have to do work.
So it's anyway. Tomorrow, if you want to come and give me a hand tomorrow, because I got to go bring a car over from the warehouse, and I could bring back like 5 bikes too at the same time if you're helping.
What time are you thinking?
I get here at 11. I go home at 6. Yep.
So be here at 11.
If you want to be here at 11, that's cool.
I have things, but
I could help too if you want. I mean, if you want to make it one trip, I could help too.
No, I mean I've got to bring a car back. Anyway, we'll discuss that. Anywho, that's great because then it's my
you skipped over breakfast.
my chocolates and your peanut butter. We're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
But so here's the
yeah.
interesting thing. So we were excited because somebody on the group that we're doing the trip with
Yeah.
was like, oh, the Wheels Through Time thing is like 15 minutes from where we're staying.
It is very close to where you're staying.
But they're not open.
It's the same thing happened last year.
Why are they not open?
It's the same as last year.
Why would they not be open? What's the? I mean, I don't. Hey, look, it's their game. They can run it.
You know,
It's winter,
they decide,
right?
yeah.
All right, fair enough.
But it's just like, man.
Well, yeah, there's
so
plenty
close
of
you
shit to
can
do down there.
smell it.
There's plenty of shit to do down there.
We'll be fine. We'll be
Yep,
fine.
That's it. Good
You
for you
always
guys.
put in a phone call and be like, any chance you're going to be in? Any chance it's like a fluke you're going to be open on a Saturday? Or
And how many guys you can have? Like
4.
4 or 5 guys. That's more than they might see on a regular day when they're open. So
Right.
it might be worth one of them to show up. They're generally very congenial, very awesome people.
Hey, we got some donation money for you, man.
Right.
Why
not
don't you?
ask you to do anything special, but we just thought maybe if you happen to be there,
Right. Exactly. That's
it would really make our day.
well, and they're pretty. Look, I've been there a couple of times, and they're wonderful people. So, it is one of my favorite museums on planet Earth. If you're not in California, it's one of my favorite museums ever. So,
Speaking of motorcycles and things like
this
that.
is a motorcycle podcast.
Right. So last week you expounded on Buell and like your thoughts on where they are now and in the company.
Oh, you mean they're owned by a liquidation company?
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
But did you?
My phone heard us talking because I keep getting Buell.
Me too. But did you see? I sent it to you and it said, "Get your money down now on a brand new 2024 Buell."
Let's talk about that. Let's just talk about get your money down now.
I thought I posted something like, I think Phil Waters might have something to say
You
about
might
that.
not want to miss the unique opportunity
to be part of our bankruptcy.
to be part of the legend that is Buell Motorcycles.
Right.
Well, let me tell you about how history has a tendency to repeat itself. So, very frequently in the motorcycle industry, people will pronounce this as the greatest motorcycle that ever lived that you can't buy. Always, right? We all know. And here at our podcast, we said, fuck you. If you're Gentleman's Quarterly magazine and you say that the number one electric motorcycle in the world, according to Gentleman's Quarterly magazine, is the Triumph Electric. Let me tell you a little something about the Triumph Electric, the TE1. There are no plans to produce this as a manufactured production run motorcycle. That's not my words. That's Triumph. Okay? Sure, you can't buy one. That's a fact. You cannot purchase this electric motorcycle. Yet, Gentleman's Quarterly, in an interest to search engine optimization or what have you, decided to hitch its wagon to the words Triumph, electric, and motorcycle, which has a lot of search hits. And big fucking news, you can't buy one, guys. You just can't fucking buy one. So don't tell me it's the greatest fucking electric motorcycle in the world if it can't be purchased.
So dumb.
So if I can't buy it, it's not the greatest electric motorcycle in the world. It's the greatest fever dream jerk off, wake up with wet sheets situation ever. That's great, but it ain't a motorcycle, right? It is what it is. It's a concept or a prototype or a one-off, but you can't buy it.
Right.
Okay, enough said. Again, Triumph has no plans of building this motorcycle. It's there, you can see it.
So why do you think they do that? Like that had to be a fairly decent investment into even creating it.
Because Triumph needs to make sure that its shareholders understand that the future is electric and we're going to be there, pal.
Oh, we're just not doing it now.
But did you see our bike over there? Mm-hmm. All right, we can do that. Okay. Same reason Harley did it.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's it. That is exactly what it is. And if you look at all the numbers that the Triumph put down, it's the exact same shit you can get by buying a Zero. So it doesn't matter. The Zero exists. Shit in one hand, wish in the other. See which one fills up first. All right? My drill sergeant told me that.
Hear ye.
Yeah, it's just the way the world works, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Now, let's talk about for a second places you can throw your money away if you're stupid. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
ARC electric motorcycles.
Not confused with Keanu Reeves'
Arch.
Right.
Oh, I didn't think about that before.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right. So ARC electric motorcycles. Luxury electric motorcycle company files for bankruptcy after crowdfunding $1 million.
Oops.
I'm sure all those people got their money back.
Yeah.
I'm sure they
Is this
did.
the brother of that XTX guy or whatever?
Again, ARC Vector maker files for bankruptcy.
So wait, can we just say this now and this? So ClevelandMoto is saying this right now.
Oh, hold on.
Electric motorcycles are the cryptocurrency of the motorcycle world,
They might be.
right?
They might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't speak too loudly about my internal
like you
beliefs,
have,
but
you have
all
like
right.
so Bitcoin is like zero.
All right.
Bitcoin's like zero. They have a bit of backing. They're
They've been
kind of
around for a while.
around.
Yeah, that's
like
it.
There's some stability to them. The blockchain is available.
But I don't have a pocket full of Bitcoin where I have 12 zeros parked in my showroom behind me.
But seriously, but all these other ones like are like Dogecoin and
Yeah,
whatever.
sure,
They
whatever.
just pop up.
Right.
So they pump and dump. They
Yeah.
get you all excited.
Yeah.
The people make money.
Yeah.
Never happens.
Never happens.
Yeah.
It's a non-fungible token.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. I got a picture of a bored chimp.
Right.
All right. Fair enough.
Well done.
Now, here we go. Now, I read that headline to you guys. A cautionary tale. Luxury electric motorcycle company files for bankruptcy after crowdfunding $1 million. Now, I got to announce, so you don't get confused, that headline was from 2019. Mm-hmm. Check. I'm going to read you a headline from now.
Oh, let me guess. Eric Buell bought them. No, I'm kidding.
No, my friend. Arc Vector electric motorcycle back from the dead.
Oh, good.
Preparing for deliveries. $120,000 per bike.
They must have ran out of that first mill.
You know what happened?
They ran out.
Bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Do you know what they didn't change? Their name.
Right.
Do you know how much of the money they gave back to the original investors?
Zilch.
By law, none.
That's what I'm saying. They
Okay.
ran out of money. That's why.
Squatouche.
Squatouche, as Chris would say. Exactly. So here we have it. If you're dumb enough, fool me once.
Full on you or
Fool me once.
Yeah.
Shame on
Me.
you.
You. Yeah.
Fool me twice. Won't get fooled again.
Yeah, right.
No. Sorry, that was George Bush. That was...
Won't
right.
get fooled again.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. So here we are. It is year of our Lord 2022 when this article comes out. Back from the dead. Preparing for deliveries.
Oh, that was 22?
That was in January of 2022.
Oh, so we have a new update, don't we?
I'm going to tell you how many deliveries have happened.
Aha.
None.
Yeah, right.
All right. So remember that time they ripped you off in 2019?
Yeah.
Remember when they came back in January of 2022 and they said preparing for deliveries? Let me tell you how many have been delivered. None.
Right.
It's the number that is the name of the electric motorcycle you should have bought. 0.
Right.
Right. So good.
You know what they're doing?
Yeah.
They're like, your daughter's dead, Miss Jones. And then like a year later, they're like, well, actually, we think we might have a lead. There's still hope. And
Do you know what would be better than selling people motorcycles in the form of crowdfunding or crowdsourcing? Or do you know what we could do? You know what would be even better? Imagine if we could sell them stock. Do you know who likes stock? Rich white people.
Yeah.
Do you imagine? I wonder if we could sell somebody stock instead of actually selling somebody a motorcycle. Well, I'm pretty sure you'd have to be American to do that. And for the record, yes, you'd have to be American to make that happen because that would be Curtis. Curtis Motorcycles. Remember that Confederate Hellcat?
Yeah.
I'm going to track the DNA from Confederate Hellcat all the way to Curtis.
Right.
So Curtis decided instead of selling you a crowdfunding, no, crowdfunding is for hipsters and Etsy people and you know, those people. For for good, solid Americans, we need stock. So they did. They went public.
Interesting.
And for $1,000, you could get stock that was 20 cents a share.
What?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's how it works.
Okay. Got yeah.
So the way it works is if you want to be, rather than being part of crowdfunding,
Right.
which means we might have to give you your money back someday.
So you're getting 5,000.
We're going to make you a shareholder,
Yeah.
which means you get nothing.
Right.
Right.
Oh, we
Shareholders
lost money.
lose their
You
ass all the
lost money.
time.
Sorry,
my friend.
buddy.
Sorry, it didn't work out.
Yeah, we tried really hard.
Real hard for 20 cents a share. Yeah. They went public.
What the fuck is that?
This is a Willy Wonka fever dream.
Dude, this is, you know what that is?
This is the Curtis electric motorcycle, which has, since its start of the vaporware campaign, has looked like various different things. I love when they keep saying the word Curtis and Bruff Superior in the same sentence to give it credibility.
Unfortunately.
The set of Flash Gordon or something?
It is, no, it's from Flesh Gordon.
Yeah, but you know what?
Because you can see it's a giant penis in the bottom of the motorcycle.
But you know who already has a deposit on one is Smith, because it's going to look just perfect next to his Janice.
So they have a number of prototypes, by the way. And if you invest in the company at a high enough level, $200,000, they'll sell you one of their prototypes they didn't sell.
Oh, they'll sell it to you.
Yeah, $200,000. Or $300,000 for the other one.
Gotcha.
Because there's a sucker born every minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Jay Leno's out there. He'll pick one up.
Right. Exactly. Fair enough. That's one. So
But these are the guys that, like, they held out for so long, and then they're like, the world is probably mad at us for having a thing called Confederate. So they finally fucking changed. Now this is that company, right?
the owner of Curtis
Yeah.
has actually said, I'm going to beat Harley Davidson at their own game in a stunning move of hubris, right? In an astonishing display of hubris. But anyway.
Did we talk to him at the IMS show a couple years ago?
Yeah.
We all stood there.
Yeah, we stood there and talked to the guy
I
for a while.
interviewed you talking to him.
I did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so that's the game, right? And there we have it. He straight up did. He threw the gauntlet down. He threw up the gauntlet hard. And so the new news for 2023. Remember I told you about 19?
Yeah.
And we talked about 22?
Yep.
It's 23, my friends. Curtis does more crowdfunding. Plans to begin production this year. So now he has a thing where he actually has a video you can watch that's catering to investors. Because he doesn't want to sell you the motorcycle now. He wants investors.
Yeah.
It turns out there's a 100% profit margin in this motorcycle.
Yeah, because if you don't have to build it or sell or actually have it, yeah, you're getting 100% of that profit.
So
What about all the advertising and shamboozlizing?
So they said that they're going to make 30 motorcycles this year.
Oh, that's great.
At $110,000 a piece. But there's going to be a 100% profit margin built into each motorcycle. So each motorcycle only costs $55,000 to make, but they're selling them for $110,000.
But honestly, you don't have to advertise it anymore. You just have to have a really cool rendering. And these fucking magazines will just fucking jump all over.
You'll be the number one electric motorcycle in the world,
just spread
according
the
to
word.
Gentleman's Quarterly.
If you're willing to talk to somebody,
Yeah.
post it. Oh my God. Oh.
When you read this copy, they say the word Livewire 1 9 or 10 different times. I mean, we live in a society, folks, in a world where marketing has trumped actual existing merchandise.
This is what my question, I guess. If you look at the electric motorcycle industry in a whole, right?
Yes.
So you have a few companies that actually produce shit, like Zero and Energica.
I think there's 3. So Harley,
right?
Energica,
And Zero.
and Zero.
Okay.
Because beneath them is like Cake and Sauron, but those aren't technically like real, I can ride them on the freeway motorcycles.
Right. But my point...
This is the hovercraft of yesteryear, where it was like a hovercraft for $50.
Yeah.
And you spend
Where's
your
the backup?
$50 and you get the plan.
You get the plan
yeah.
to build a
electric
hovercraft.
bikes, a motorcycle.
You can have an actual functioning submarine for just $9 and 16 box tops.
But I guess what I'm getting at is... Like, so what are Zero's numbers for a year? Like, how many electric motorcycles do you think? Just like if you could ballpark in your
Over
head.
10K.
So 10,000, right?
Over 10K.
So that's a very small in the motorcycle market.
Yes.
That's a pinpoint.
That's a rounding error for Kinetic or Bajaj or
right. So my point is
Kimco,
all these companies, all these companies that are coming up and people are dumping millions of dollars into them.
Sure.
They're going after a share, like a share of the motorcycle market that is literally a pinprick on the side. And they're trying to take part of that away.
So do I dare say the word timeshare?
Right.
Do I dare say,
this seems
mid-level marketing? Right. Yeah.
Well, like, what's
Heard
the
of
end
saying
game?
more money than brains.
Well,
Right.
it's
that's my
not
point.
a pyramid scheme. It's more of an inverted. It's more of a funnel.
Right. Into the other guy's pocket.
Right.
But that's what I'm just saying. Like it seems like the press, all these people were just blowjobbing fucking electric motorcycles.
Yeah.
But in reality, it was just a fat.
Well, they're all complicit.
Yeah. It's just,
Right.
it's unbelievable
Yeah.
how much everybody pushed this thing. And yet the market's like, yeah, we don't even really want these.
In the 50s, there was a whole group of people that were selling desert space, like outside of Palm Springs.
Sure.
Right? Just land in the middle of the desert, Newberry Springs. And they sold these plots out with the idea that by 1960, we would all be flying our own cars.
Oh, so you have a.
Get me?
Yeah.
No, that's a real thing.
And they sold these places based on they were both an hour from Los Angeles and an hour from Vegas
Oh, right.
in your flying car. And or if God forbid, if Ford didn't have their flying car shit together by then, Cessna was going to dominate the market with the Cessna 152.
Sure.
Right? And the 150, the 172. And so the idea of general aviation in 1955, 56 was such a growth industry that these charlatans out of Chicago bought up the desert. They bought up the goddamn desert.
No water.
Death Valley.
Right.
It's called Death Valley. And they bought it up, Newberry Springs and all these areas, and they sold it to people with this idea that with your personal plane that you own by then, of course, that you could fly from Vegas in less than an hour and from LA in less than an hour.
Sure.
And land on your own airport in your own backyard. And if you drilled down less than 15 feet, you'd have an unlimited supply of natural drinkable water. It's all true. I'd invite you to go visit them right now. It's called Newberry Springs. Look it up. Okay, we used to have a tiki thing out there every year. And they would drill down a little bit and they'd fill up the pond full of water. And then when we leave, they'd let it all dry out. It took about 3 days to dry out. So But they would spray water out, and there'd be grass on the ground when we went there. Grass on the ground in the middle of Death Valley. Can you
So
imagine
there
that?
is actually water underneath it?
Yes, there is.
Really?
Still is to this day. And they even have a school system. They even have a public school there that was built to house like 800 children, and there's like 8 kids in it.
Time for a quick squirrel?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just reading about aquifers in Africa, and they're talking about like there are these underground aquifers that have 500 years worth of water in them that they just have to drill down and tap into.
Wow.
It's been there all along.
Yeah.
Some of it's ancient trapped water that you use it, you lose it, but it's such a quantity that it's like 500 times any fresh water that's on the surface right now in those regions.
But that's how he ends, though. Because when they pull that water up, that has the particles that turn us into fucking zombies or something.
All right, guys. So back to motorcycles.
No, but that goes back to dead water. They say people in Italy are so healthy. One of the reasons might be that they have the aquifers and all their water goes through minerals and stuff like that.
That's true.
We drink dead water in America.
You're true. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Here's the quote you should be paying attention to. I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing I say should be construed as financial advice, nor do I want to get any phone calls from the Securities and Exchange Commission. Fortunately, I don't have to tell you this is a risky investment, because all the reasons that is true are duly spelled out in the Form C filed with the SEC. After all, this is a company with 6 employees. Need I remind you guys how quickly 6 people built motorcycles here in our showroom?
Yeah.
All right. Enough said.
I wonder
All
which
right.
guy's building those motors. And
Yet.
which guy's building the batteries.
Yeah.
After 6 employees and 0 current revenue that has yet to deliver the one to a customer. Not delivered one motorcycle yet. Plus, this is not the first time the company has sold shares, and there's no guarantee Curtis won't sell more. Well, there's not. Further diluting current shareholders. Though the company says on its website, we have no need to dilute shares after that. Sorry, guys. You have not yet delivered an motorcycle, right?
Stupid.
And the only way you're going to get rid of the 4 or 5 prototypes you already spent millions of dollars building is to sell them to your investors.
That's crazy.
For the cost of joining your company for $200,000 or $300,000.
Like, so if you're like a rich dude that's going to invest in this,
Yeah.
do you just have a boner for the guy or the company, or like what would make you spend money
That's
on
exactly
this?
right. As he shows in the videos below, the project's company will be profitable in 2023 with the sales of just 30 motorcycles. The production increases to 40 in 2024 and 60 in 2025. And in the positive scenario, keeps to just 720 motorcycles. This son of a bitch is saying he's going to limit his production to only 720 motorcycles in year of our Lord 2026. He ain't built a single motherfucking motorcycle yet.
Where did they get the prototypes built? Who? I mean,
That could be anybody. And in the prototypes, he's using zero batteries, 0 powertrains, and 0 battery management systems.
And he probably had like the frame. His frames were always weird and like circular and all this
it's
shit.
all just CAD cam shit.
Yeah, so he could have just
fine.
slapped something together and yeah, it doesn't. They're just-
He's 100 bikes away from NHTSA. He's 100 bikes away from DOT or EPA or anything else. Doesn't matter. It's all vaporware. So let's stop talking about it. And we talked about Buell.
Yeah.
Right. And we had our fun little discussion about Buell and everything else. And boy, they started advertising a lot more.
And because we talked about it, I can't get away from it.
You can't.
Everywhere I go,
It is
Buell ads.
fucking in my feed hard.
There was 4 in a row that was like,
Yep.
I sent you the ad. It was it said invest now before it's too late or before the lines are too low, something like that.
Pegasus here, Pegasus there. That
Yeah.
Pegasus is everywhere.
Yep. And the long and short of it is all the same. How many bikes have they put in the hands of customers? And the bikes they're selling are leftover 2013 technology that was devised, produced, and implemented before the liquidation company that's at the helm today ever got on board. So they're just selling leftover. Is the word scraps too hard of a term? I don't know. But the point is, you can pre-order a Super Touring for the model year 2025 for just $22,000. And I promise you, if you order your Papa John's pizza today for 2025, I promise you I'm going to deliver it.
Right. Hot and fresh.
Hot and fresh in 2025. And that's not the way people work. So there you go. Will there be some people that do it and put down a $1,000 deposit or a $500 deposit? Of course there will. I'm an idiot who has a $100 deposit on a Cybertruck. What I don't have is a $1,000 deposit on an Elio.
Right.
Because only Hoffert is dumb enough to make that mistake.
Did you ever get your money back? Nothing, huh?
We woke him up just for that. That was called.
Can I go back to sleep now?
So that was called. Wasn't that the Elio Motors, right, Steve?
Yeah.
That was the Elio Motors.
I've forgotten about that, and now you've just scraped my wound again, and it's bleeding.
Okay, so just for fun.
We talked about that when we were in Dustin's garage.
I know we did. Like, that was 10 years ago or something. Do you even recall how long ago that was that you put down that deposit?
I do recall the day I did it because we were sitting around in that cold garage.
I know, we were freezing our asses off in the garage doing the podcast in his garage.
Which was fun. I mean, I can't say that it was not fun.
Right. Okay, now here's the question, because I just pulled it up so our listeners can see it. It's called the Elio Motors. The website is amazing, and it says that it goes 110 miles per hour. It gets 3 days of commuting per charge, and it has a warranty of 3 years and 36,000 miles.
It's so old that it had a 4-cylinder engine.
It went from being gas to electric in the time that you've had your deposit down. And it's $14,900. What was the price originally?
$4,600.
It was originally $5,000, wasn't it?
Yeah, something.
It was originally $5,000.
Yeah, the car of the people.
With a 4-cylinder, like 1.2 liter motor in it, right?
Yep.
Now, I'm confused because if I remember correctly, Mr. Hoffert, how much money were they asking for in the form of a deposit for a car with 3 wheels?
I think they had different levels of deposits.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
Depending on the level of, I won't say.
No, it's okay. It's all right. We're all friends here. And it's built now, of course.
I still want to get it and run this fucker over with it.
Well, you probably would severely damage that vehicle. Looks like I could probably.
Yeah.
I love how their logo is, or their icon is, say goodbye to ordinary and say hello to Elio.
Say goodbye to your money and say
Hello to a pipe dream.
hello to vaporware.
Has they sold any? Are they in the wild at all? No, just this.
No.
This is where.
So why don't you call me? Like, give me my fucking money back.
Well, I'm sure you can.
It's not even the same car that you ordered. It's like a completely different vehicle.
I do love how they say things like their website has words, words that indicate that these exist.
Right.
Words like Elio's unique safety management system combines 3 airbags, a unibody frame, anti-lock braking, electronic stability control, and a 50% larger impact zones than the vehicle you drive now.
And a huge dildo that goes up your ass.
None of those things exist because none of these vehicles exist.
I like how they have
No, I think they have mock-ups. I think they have like one mock-up.
Scroll up.
How about the next line? Built in America in the great state of Louisiana. No. You can't say it's
Eventually?
built if it hasn't been
Conceptualized.
conceptualized.
Scroll up though.
I'm scrolling.
I like how they have all these logos of just like Fox News, New York Times.
It's featured in.
It doesn't mean anything. They can't even link to the articles, but
No.
they got the things.
No, exactly. They're featured in literally JPEGs.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But you can't link into a story because, yes, there were stories on this 8 years ago when
Right.
Steve put his deposit down. Right. And we've got your color. Not only are they're telling you that they've got a fantasy, but they're telling you what color the fantasy isn't available in.
They're rocking the Himalaya or whatever the Scram.
The Scram
Comes in colors.
Comes in a lot of colors. Comes in 14 fruit flavors. Yeah. Now, here's my question is Elio paying back for is Elio refunding deposits? Because it turns out you don't need to go too deep because a lot of people have asked that question since 2015. So in 2015, January of 2015, early in 2015, people were asking cash out, refund, non-refundable, and why no lawsuit, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I like how Elio went from being in Arizona because they were in Phoenix, and now they're in Louisiana.
It's interesting.
I don't know what that's all about. That's kind of fucking weird. Paul Elio, the investors who gave non-refundable deposits should have known the risks they were getting into.
Oh, nice.
So That's a bullshit thing. So this is my game. Would you buy a vehicle promising 84 miles per gallon that costs less than $8,000? It's what Elio Motors promised. The Phoenix-based company, et cetera, et cetera. It basically goes all the way down to the point where Donald Trump says, of course I lied. You wouldn't tell the truth about that, would you? All right? Except for the fact you're under oath, asshole. So here's what it comes down to. Yeah.
If you don't believe in God, what is under oath mean anyway?
Exactly. Right. I mean, is there
I
any...
always laughed about that
Is
because
there
I'm the most
anything-
atheist motherfucker.
I'm an atheist motherfucker.
And I'm like,
And if I give you my word,
Swear on a stack of Bibles.
yep.
give me 100 stacks of Bibles. My God, the fact you brought Bibles, don't you dare bring that into the situation.
Right.
Because now we're compromising everything. Okay, but here's the thing. Would you purchase a motorcycle on spec, right?
Do you swear on a stack of Billy Strings albums?
Yeah, right.
Now that he would
I do, yeah,
look,
right.
Sleepy would
Listen.
swear on that for in a second. But the point being,
Because they're stand-up people, unlike all these shysters.
I
man.
made a deposit on a Cybertruck that will never be in my driveway.
But it's $100.
I did it. I put one down on the Lightning.
You made a deposit on a Lightning, right? $100, right?
And I asked the guy, he's like, okay, so I asked the Ford guy at the auto show.
Right.
I went through the whole thing. Yeah, I finally got, Ford sent me a thing saying that I could actually order my Lightning now. Except when you go to order it, the first two types of Lightnings are like, go see your dealer.
Oh.
Because you can't order them because they're none exist. And then the next one is the third level up.
Yeah.
And then if you want to add, I mean, I think we talked about this, but you want to add like batteries to it.
Yeah.
You have to add the super vibrator package, and it's like $54,000 extra dollars. So there's no way that anybody, they said it was like $48,000 bucks. Mm-hmm. So you can't get,
Right.
They don't even produce $48,000 trucks. So when you put your $100 down,
Right.
it said that this is what you were getting. Like they had this range of trucks. Now the only truck you can get is $100,000, and it's burning in your driveway.
Yes.
Well, actually, it's burning in Ford's parking lot.
It's burning. Yeah, exactly. And that's
So fuck Ford.
right. Well,
And I bought a Toyota Tundra hybrid, and so fuck Ford, fuck Chevy,
Yeah.
fuck them all.
believe me, man. While I gave up
Fuck Elio.
waiting on my Cybertruck, I bought an F-150 with a V8 gas motor in it. Like the ultimate fuck you is like, you know what? If you're not going to give me my Cybertruck, I'll go buy a truck that can pull any trailer on the planet.
And I added a switch so I could vent fuel on the ground. So I could drive along and hit the button. coming into the garage, dump, fuel dump. We get
Make sure you
0.2
empty the
miles
truck
to a
before you
gallon.
bring it back.
Elio Motors raised $28 million.
Oh, my God.
And at the end of 2021, they had $7,000 left in the bank.
What did they do with the money?
Self.
Nothing. I'm literally, who knows? Hookers and blow.
But aren't they accountable to something?
Non-refundable deposit.
Oh, I'm starting a car company. Tomorrow, get your non-refundable deposits out for me.
Better than OnlyFans.
You just need a fantastic website.
I know.
Obviously, all they did was use it
That'll
for
cost you
payroll.
$30 a month.
I got Blender, dude. I'll make me a fucking car like you ain't never seen before. It's 8 wheels and a fucking jetpack and all kinds of shit. And it's only
Can
gonna
I give you
be
the money right now?
yeah, 40. Steve, it's made for you. It gets 196 miles per gallon, but it's also electric when you want it to be.
Right.
Comes in multiple colors.
Sleepy, is it slow?
Of course it is.
Oh, then he's right in.
I know.
Okay, I don't want to talk about electric motorcycles.
All right, we're done. We're done.
Let's talk about the Honda Rebel Scrambler. Who's excited about that?
I didn't even know that
The
existed.
new CL.
Is that a real thing?
Honda CL.
Yeah, John was all like, I think scrambling makes it look better. And I'm like, no,
Well,
it
it's-
still looks like a part's been
It's a
exploded.
different frame. And you haven't seen a picture of the one with the white fender, the high pipe.
Look at that fucking thing, dude.
Well, I will
There is a
admit.
better. There's one that
You know
has
what?
a high fender that really does look kind of cool.
Okay.
It's a blue one.
All right.
It's blue.
It's blue.
It's just it's
Like a woman.
Look,
There is nothing good about that bike, dude. I'm
not a
sorry.
swayback.
it's not a swayback. It's not a swayback.
It is, but they just filled in the space with a piece
There's
of
a reasonable
plastic.
Picture.
No, it looks like it's the same frame, but they put
It
like
was
a
in the
big
Tokyo
chunk
Motor-
of plastic in there. boost the seat
Shut
up.
up. Okay?
Look at it.
I'm gonna fart in your general direction again.
Okay, orange. It's hard for a bike. It's hard for a bike to look bad in
hope you got
orange.
that all
That's
over
orange.
So
There's the
that
blue one.
and it had a white fender, and it looked better.
The white fender does
Okay,
call
fucking
attention.
sucks. What do you want to talk about?
No.
Me? I want to talk about how bad this motorcycle looks.
No.
It's better than a Rebel.
And you know what else I will say? Here you go. It has the same horsepower and torque as the
CB500X.
No, it has the same horsepower and torque as the Royal Enfield Meteor 650.
Ooh.
So this
Same
motorcycle,
motor that's in the CB500.
right? Exactly. This is the CB500 Rebel 500 platform, parallel twin.
No, it's a CL500 Scrambler.
Exactly. Just
There are actually
like
some really cool pictures that, where they were probably renderings, where they actually grabbed some of the original kind of tank coloring and striping.
oh, they did. Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't just do that, but whatever.
Well, I mean, because it's Honda, and they will always save that.
Steve threatened to render me and run me through a diesel engine. That red one there, did you see the red one? Like up right to the right a little bit?
Yeah. So this is rendering. Yep. So,
Yeah,
so
that ain't right because it doesn't look like that.
No.
That sucks. If they made it look like that, that's okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not perfect, but it's better than the other fucking
Maybe they
thing.
just did that paint scheme. It would have been.
I don't believe anybody anymore.
I know. Look at
And
that.
that's actually, Steve,
You up.
Steve, you're not wrong. No. Because right now, until I can go sit on it, we talked about this in this podcast a few months ago.
Yeah.
Until I can go sit on the motherfucker, shut your ass up. Quit talking about it.
It's like the XL150. It comes out the next day. You go to the store. Oh yeah, we're getting 3. They're already all sold.
Oh,
Yeah, but they actually produced those and sold those.
No, let's see if they actually come in
Right,
though.
if
But
they
you know
come
what?
in.
But this is a thing that's going on with everything.
It
so
is.
like with motorcycle concert tickets, everything. Like you go to buy it, it's like so you go and you
It's
have to get
sold out before you show up.
Yeah.
And then they cancel it
Yeah.
and make you buy it again.
Yeah.
And
Or-
so you're happy. You're privileged. Yeah.
Or they make you go through this whole thing to get some pre-authorization code so you can get a deep, like, oh, you're a fan of this, so we're going to let you guys get thing. So you wait, and at 10 a.m. the shit goes on sale. You go online at 10:01 a.m. and they're like, oh, it's sold out.
You know what's even better to do? It's like the thing is they sell all the good tickets to these resale companies.
Sure, of course.
So you're not going to get a good ticket anyway if you go with them. What you do is like what I did when I went to see Chic. I just love Chic.
The Freak.
Yeah, and Nile Rodgers is a genius.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, fuck it. I'm not doing it. I'm not going because this is bullshit. You know, it's like it's 1 minute into the sale and you're in nosebleed section and you can't get a good ticket.
Nope.
So I waited till like 2 days before the show. I go online. All the front row seats are open.
Oh,
Every single
because they didn't resell those seats for $1,200 a piece.
Right. So they're open and they're $60.
Yeah.
So I buy 3 front row seats.
Yeah.
And my wife, my daughter, and I go down there, and we're in the front row, and it's like, oh, this is pretty cool. Well, I mean, it's pretty cool, but there's a speaker right in front of your head that's going to blow it off as soon as it goes. But you're in the front row. I'm looking through the curtain. Nile Rodgers is back there just warming up.
All right.
He walks through the curtain, walks straight up to me, and fist bumps me.
Nice.
And I'm like,
Right on.
I'm never washing this hand again.
Like you did to begin with.
Yeah, that's true. It was just packed dirt layers. You know, he's like in the 12th layer. So.
In the category of
He's awesome. He was awesome.
Yeah.
in the category of journalistic war crimes,
Yes, sir.
Vaibhav Gupta gets a life sentence
What do you do?
because he said Honda Scrabbler 500cc patent leaked. A new Royal Enfield rival? Oh, fuck you. Mm-hmm. Fuck you, buddy. The day that Honda's rivaling a Royal Enfield, fuck you. Fuck you. All right. Now, granted, I will tell you this.
nail in Royal
That your
Enfield's
500cc Honda does have the same power output as a Royal Enfield 650.
Right.
So maybe that's where it's a rival. Anyway, I digress. But the reason I wanted to bring this whole thing up, and thank you, John, why can't anybody build a full gas tank anymore?
I don't know.
Why the fuck is it, do we only get half a gas tank?
It's because of the frame. They're doing the trellis style frame.
So why does everybody want to have a Ducati Monster frame on a cruiser?
I don't know.
Is the tank under the seat?
It's a frame. It's a crash bar. It's everything you ever wanted it to be.
What the fuck, man?
But let me ask you something. So
I haven't seen a full gas tank
right.
in a minute.
Well, this is my question.
Yeah.
So, like, we're all within 10, especially today, we're all within about 10 years of
For the
each.
people listening at home, I just pulled up an image of the brand new Kawasaki Eliminator 400 Cruiser. And it has half of a gas tank, just like the Rebel has half of a gas tank, just like the Honda Scrambler 500 that we just looked at has half of a gas tank.
But so,
I think it's time for the anal game again.
no, but listen. A week ago, we pulled up the Honda, the new 350 or whatever the thing
Rebel.
that looked good, the CB 350,
The H-ness.
the H-ness, yeah.
Anal scrambler.
So, but everybody here at this table,
Never get old. The
everybody here at this table,
anal
is like,
game was my gift to the motorcycle community
oh yeah,
and the RV community.
yeah.
I'm glad you listened. I'm glad you now carry it in your heart. And every time you see a RV on the road called a prowler, you say the anal
eliminator.
prowler.
The anal eliminator.
And this is the Anal Eliminator 400, the Anal Intruder. Yes, that's right. Someday we'll play another game of the anal game. But yeah, anyway.
To my point.
To your point, Steve.
So everybody saw that bike. Everybody
Yeah.
at this table, and granted, Smith was here and Dan was here, and so we're all around 50. They're about 60.
Fair
we
enough.
all said, "Awesome looking bike."
Which bike?
That high H-ness,
H-ness.
right?
Yeah, the Honda
whatever.
CB. Yeah,
But
right.
so we all said the aesthetic of that bike was pleasing to our eyes.
Absolutely.
But we all think that these bikes suck. So
Yes.
who the fuck likes these bikes? Like, are we
Not
just
us.
Are we just are we just past the generation that accepts this?
I think that if that's not totally true, the
Right.
marketing department believes it is.
Okay.
So the marketing
So
department.
we are not part of the they don't give a fuck about our generations anymore, apparently.
Maybe not. Well, but you know what? Harley Davidson continued marketing to the same people starting in 1983
Right.
and markets to the same people today. They're 107. They're dead.
Yeah, right.
Right? But they're still marketing to the same exact people. And I think that there's something to that, where I understand that we are not their target audience. But even if you look at a Kawasaki Vulcan 650, right? You don't get a full gas tank.
You don't get a good looking bike.
Well, again,
What the fuck? They're all doing this stupid
It looks like an old, like a Moto Guzzi from the 90s.
like
Or
the Jackal.
worse.
Remember
Yeah,
the Moto Guzzi
yeah.
Jackal?
or
Right, yeah,
worse, it
right.
looks like every Chinese cruiser, the 250s that hit fucking everywhere a couple years ago.
Well, and Tom pointed out with his description of the Ducati Indiana
Yeah.
and stuff, these motorcycles that have a frame bar that goes from your dick to the triple clamps.
Right.
That is more than 45 degrees.
Sure.
Right? And so the gas tank is at somewhat of an unnatural angle. Perhaps what's bothering all of us is that you and me and John and Steve, we all look at these motorcycles and understand that there has to be a fuel tap somewhere. Mm-hmm. And so that anything below the fuel tap is unusable gasoline.
Right.
Right? It's gas you can't get to.
100%.
So we all expect the bottom of our gas tanks to be horizontal.
Yeah.
So that when the bottom of the gas tank is horizontal, the fuel tap is the lowest point in the gas tank.
Right.
Whereas if you take that gas tank and you shift it into an upward trajectory,
You want to put it in the back.
now anything below the gas tap is unused fuel. I think there's something that attacks our sensibilities when we see these motorcycles that have these. We understand. And so conceptually, these things work. And in practicality, in usage, they work because they have a hose coming out of the back that goes into a fuel pump, goes into, et cetera, et cetera.
But if you look at this, right, like the designers, there's so many disappointments. Okay, the gas tank's a disappointment. The seat's stupid. Then you get to the wheels, and the wheels are fucking stupid.
They look like Comstars.
Yeah.
It's not stupid.
Why is it not stupid?
Because there is somebody who will look at that and love it.
Exactly.
But who?
It's like
I don't.
It's definitely not us.
Not
Right.
me. But just like the original
Right.
Eliminator. I mean, you
Yeah.
look at it, it's a sway back thing. It's
Yeah.
like, had a Ninja motor. It was a great bike.
Yeah, right. No,
I
yeah.
rode one. It's fucking holy shit.
Kawasaki makes great fucking motors.
I
man.
would never have ever bought one. I would have never thought that. And then I rode one, and I'm like, man, I would buy one of these. But just because it was so ferocious.
Yeah.
The Kawasaki, the original Kawasaki Eliminator, and I'll throw the picture up so our listeners at home can
Still
look at
cooler than the new one, though, man.
it. That was an era when the street rod or the hot rod motorcycle was around, or we talk about it in the most motorcycle.
Competing with the VMAX.
The V65 Magna, 1100
Oh, yeah.
cc's and way too much power. The VMAX, way too much power, right? And remember, in these days, in these heady days, the muscle cruisers,
Oh yeah.
the only goal was to beat Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
Right? That was the only goal. The only goal was to beat Harley Davidson. And some companies hired Arlen Ness to beat Harley
You
Davidson.
want a cruiser bike that'll just smoke the shit out
Right.
of every Harley?
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go. Right. That's it. And even in today's money, that inline 4 monster fucking 16 valve 1000 cc eliminator will destroy pretty much any goddamn off the, shelf 108 cubic inch V twin right quick in a hurry.
My old BV 500 beat most fucking Harleys.
See this back there?
Yeah.
Need every inch of
You
it.
do need every part of that.
I mean, I had it down in the park. I got
Yeah.
the one running. It was
Yeah.
there was water, so they changed the spark plug boots, and so it's a Hemi kind
Yeah.
of head, so it has those deep wells.
Oh, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what- He must have washed her, left it out in the rain, and it filled them full of water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I blew all the water out, changed the plugs, put them back in. Whoa, ran great. Take
Game
the fucking-
on.
I'm down in the park. I open it up, and it's like,
Yeah.
holy
I mean, that was a motorcycle that the company that built it, Kawasaki, lied about how many horsepower it made.
Wow.
They lied the wrong way.
Yeah. Just to get it in or something, or
So you could afford to insure
Insuranceables?
it.
Yeah, right.
And VMAXs were the same way too. VMAXs, when you're sitting on these motorcycles, it's really funny is when you're sitting on a CB350, you can see the gauges and you can see nothing else. It's
Yeah,
just-
right.
There's nothing in front of you. It's just the gauges. And when you're on a VMAX or you're on one of these, an Eliminator, you're sitting on the hand of God, but you can't see anything past the gauges. And it turns out the front wheels and the front tires on these things were like wafer thin.
yeah, right.
And they don't turn
They weren't made to turn.
and they don't stop
right.
almost at all.
You just go fast.
They just go really quick in a straight line. And the fact they were shaft drive too. Ask Unky Phil about a thing called shaft jacking. So you can't turn whilst you're accelerating. You'll die because geometry just goes out the goddamn window. So yeah, the Kawasaki Eliminator 1000, Kawasaki Eliminator ZL900 Eliminator, and the VMAX and the Honda V65 Magna were dangerous fucking motorcycles that all got to wear the badge of the world's fastest motorcycle at some point in their career, pretty much.
Even the Magna 750 was a fun, fast bike.
Yes, absolutely.
I had 4 of those fucking things over the years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a yellow one, a black and red one.
The whole collection.
I did, man. Well, you know what happens? I got one originally because I wanted out of sport bikes.
Right.
And somebody had one for sale. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, I still want a fast bike. So I
Yes.
got it. And then they just kept falling into my lap. Somebody'd be like, hey, $1,000. And I'd be like, let me see it. It'd be
Oh,
mid.
those V4s in the mid 90s,
Yeah.
they were just falling out of the trees.
You just give it.
Seriously, you go to show up to buy something else, and somebody be like, well, I'll throw a yellow magnet on the deal.
Right.
And they were always yellow.
Taxi
I got
cabs.
so many $600 yellow magnets.
It's like Kias.
They were like Kias.
I wouldn't get
Fucking
one.
annoy 'em.
Dude, they were
Jesus
great bikes
Christ,
until
man.
they weren't. And as soon as they weren't, it
Right.
was no fun to work on that bike.
So you needed to do the carbs.
Exactly.
And then
Right.
you threw the
Right.
bike away.
That was true. I still have one in my garage.
Do you really?
I have an 88 in my garage.
Nice.
I got an 88 Super Magnet in my garage that I had a close encounter with a traffic median.
Just kissed it or?
Merritt and I were just dating.
Oh,
Yeah, caught about 14 feet of air.
nice.
Yeah, hit a traffic median at about 75 miles an hour.
And the bike's in what kind of
The
condition?
rims look like 90-degree angles.
Okay. So you're just keeping it for
The rims look a lot like Pringles.
Nice.
It doesn't roll real well.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
Every time I go out to my garage and I look over to the wall of my garage and I
Yeah.
see that thing sitting there, that black Super Magna,
Oh yeah.
and I look at that bike and I go, huh, I'm a dumbass.
Yeah.
And I have the potential of being a dumbass right now with Merritt. We were both off the seat.
Wow.
We were both fucking airborne. And we landed in the wrong lane, traffic coming at us. Game on.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Got to do what you got to do.
Weird
at
shit
that
happens
point.
by
Yeah.
Randall Park Mall. Yeah.
Well, now it's not. What is it? What's there?
Doesn't
now?
matter.
There's
Who cares?
nothing there now.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing I want to see. All right. So that's that game. That's the game. So yeah, the Honda Scrambler 500, CL 500. No, you're cool, man. That's fine. I don't look. You also like that weird Yamaha Bolt that turned into a Scrambler. Right. Exactly.
Oh, the
is a good deal.
SCR 900 or whatever?
SCR
Yeah,
920.
but it was a good deal.
It's a hell of a deal. I predict you're going to buy one of those for less than $3,000, maybe next year.
But did you ever? Have you watched the reviews of the bike?
They hate him. Everybody.
Everybody hates.
But John, look,
I just like the look of it.
John likes the look of it.
That's fine.
Right. Liza rode one for like
Jeez, take
a
it
minute and does not
outside.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, if I
damn.
have somebody try to trade one in and it's less than $3,000, I'm going to get it just for John.
John.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
I will. I promise I'll do that for you, buddy.
So on a old bike parts alert,
Oh. Yeah.
and, buying points for like for all my old bikes.
Yeah.
72.
And they're having-
125. Yeah.
And they're having a hard time getting points now.
Oh, what's the point?
The point is that if you have bikes with points, you might want to get a couple spare sets
That's a good idea.
and have them in your drawer.
Isn't there any aftermarket like people making them?
I'm just saying the dealer told me that the warehouses are out of the Honda warehouses and everything are
Steve
running
has to have
out
a
of-
Honda.
If you want to buy original Honda original points
Gotcha,
for your
gotcha.
1972 CB1CL125, it might be difficult.
Yeah.
I did get a set of points for that.
Oh,
But
okay.
but
And I got a condenser, a Honda points and Honda condenser for that. But the problem that I was having with the CB354s, they're different, and the condensers are almost unobtainable. I mean, you could probably use one that if you knew what the microfarad was, you could just probably put one in of the same
Similar
size.
or close.
Yeah. So,
but definitely not Chinese stuff on eBay. Has some, right?
There's, I mean, you
Yeah,
could
but these
Taiwan,
weren't.
I mean,
But these were not. These were not the 2 points. Or the points I got for the other one
Yeah.
were not Honda, and they were. He said that that I have to go to different warehouses now to just even find them, and I'm still waiting for your condensers to come in.
All right.
I think it's nice that he actually is willing to go through that, though. But that's a good deal.
He's a great guy. I
Throw a
mean,
shout out for him. We can.
Yeah, Dale at
On the edge.
on the Edge Honda, and
That's up
they're
in
great.
Amherst?
Yes,
Amherst, Ohio. Shout out to Dale.
but I'm just saying, if you have a bike with points, you might want to just get a few extra sets or an extra condenser. If you see a coil on eBay, you see something.
And Keister carb rebuild kits too. So some of that stuff has become not so easy to get. So-
I did get in. I don't know if you recall that I ordered the carb kits for my CL350,
Yeah.
and I was very happy that you could get these kits for $31 for the whole thing.
Oh, really?
I haven't installed them yet, but I did open the packaging and looked at them, and
Did you?
I don't hate them. I mean, they look good. We'll see.
Yep. Did you see the other?
I'm thinking about saving the metering needle. Like a lot of people,
That's a good
a
idea.
lot of people have said, that they had problems with the new carbs and the metering needle and the thing.
Well-
So maybe I'll just keep the originals.
Did you see Steve Noble posted a thing yesterday about Chinese carbs and carb replacement? It's like, make sure you check every single thing.
Oh, yeah.
So he had the main jet or something from the one to the other, from the Chinese to the real.
That was the atomizer.
Atomizer.
Yep.
0 holes and 50 holes. Like they came with no holes, and he was like, this guy couldn't figure out why he couldn't tune his bike, and the thing had no fucking holes in the whole
These
thing.
kits came with atomizers, and I looked at. I mean, from what I could see, they look like the original atomizers.
Yeah,
I mean, everything looks, and reviews said all the parts fit in just like the original.
And that'll work for my CB350.
And those are
too,
from
right?
Yes.
Same motor.
which company?
I put it.
Amazon. I thought they were from Taiwan. No, they're Chinese.
They're Chinese.
So I put the best Chinese carb on my C70, on one of my C70s, and it would never start. It was so hard to start. It was so lean. I jetted a number of times. I shimmed the needle. I did everything I could do to think of like what I could do to make this thing run. But I'd have to kick it 20 times, and then it would start, and then it would be problematic. So it warmed up, and then it ran okay. So I put a new idle jet on and everything. So I went back to the old carb, and I just thoroughly cleaned it out.
Well, you had the Honda Whisperer take a look at it and help you clean out the original main jet that was still, or pilot jet that was
Right.
blocked.
No, that wasn't the problem. The problem was that the fuel tube that ran through the bowl that went from, because it ran like through the body of the thing.
Passageway.
The whole fuel tube had like a rubber snake in it.
Oh.
And you couldn't get it. I mean, you could blow it out, but it never would come out. So you would run at, like, you turn on your petcock, it would fill up. You'd run for, like, if you were running at full throttle, it didn't supply enough fuel, and then it would just die after, like, Like 5 minutes, it would die, and then you'd sit there and fill back up, start it up. You could drive for another 10 minutes, and it would die. So that's what the issue was, and that's why I replaced the carb, because I did everything, and then finally I had a snake out that whole tube that went through like the bowl of the carburetor. And this, like I said, this little black snake came out of it, like a little rubber snake came out of it.
Do you remember the podcast where I was sitting here with a float bowl sitting there with a little tiny wire going?
That was all he did the whole
That was
podcast?
cleaning that little passageway on a CT set 90. That's the same thing.
Yeah, so that was a pain, but the Chinese carbs were never like that original carb that was on the bike.
So here at the shop, we tend to use K&L. So K&L Supply has been pretty great about...
Those were Kippa. Is what KIPA was.
KIPA was the name of those.
Well, Nibby's supposed to be really good too, like for Chinese stuff. The Nibby carbs. Everybody, all the pit bike world lives on the Nibbies.
You can't get Maikuni,
Right.
and you don't want anything else.
No.
So you get those.
Yeah, Nibby.
Yeah, Nibby.
Nibby?
Oh wow, it comes with the float bowl and everything.
So
Wow.
Everything.
it
All
comes
the
with
brass.
everything.
I'm buying that. I'm just going to rebuild my carbs.
If you use a couple of the pieces out of it, like
You're
they
fine.
use the O-rings.
You're way ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're way ahead of the game.
No, because you said last year my left carb seems like it's sticking or doing something a little weird, and I did clean
what was
it.
the name of the? What was the name of the provider on that?
Sorry,
Kibby or KIPA.
sorry, it closed.
And that was on Amazon.
Okay. Because I know they have a lot. I mean, they have a lot of kits.
What? It's a meat pie?
So
KIPA.
KIPA, yeah, Keepa, yeah, Keepa.
Yeah, a lot of people mixed reviews. Some people had
Yep.
complaints and stuff, but I'm like, just to get all the brass.
Well, and they do they do replica Strombergs for $105. Like, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. If you're into the Volkswagen world,
wonder where the carbs were all coming from. Like when you get a Holly carburetor.
yeah.
Where do you think?
Yeah.
Why were they now able to sell a $98 Holly 2150?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, nice. Speaking of carburetors, we had a big meeting at work, and apparently Holly, and what's the other one that's like Holly's biggest competitor?
Carter,
No,
Rochester?
Edelbrock,
Edelbrock.
yeah.
One of the companies lost their patent on something, and now so all these other guys are gonna be able to do it. So like whatever the one carb company that had like this thing that made them awesome.
Well, Quadrajets and like everybody's had.
Junk.
Yeah. You are truly my age. We've grown up at the same time. If you
They
had
were
a
more
Holly,
economical.
if you had a Quadrajunk, you knew that the replacement was a Holly 350, right? So you'd spend the money and you'd get a Holly 350 or a 550 or 850, depending on if you had a big block or not. Right. You get rid of that Quadrajunk right quick in a hurry. You just my God, man.
God,
Holy shit.
that was
I
impressive.
liked Quadrajets because their primaries were smaller.
I was joking. I was like, I like Quadrajets because they're what? More efficient. Yeah. Way to go, Slant Six. Okay.
Smells like the shit plant.
Leaning Tower of Power.
I got an Iron Duke, motherfucker. Stand back. But so Kippa, yeah.
One of the 10 best engines.
Right. For not going anywhere, for not being in a hurry, it was great. So yeah, Kippa does. Kippa does some. They're Chinese as fuck, but the trick is instead of a $140 carburetor, it's a $24 carburetor, and that will solve your problems. They don't do one for certain bikes that we know and love that you desperately need them to be.
I
But
buy carbs for the Steve's Tri-Moto and the TRX 125.
yeah,
I don't know if they're going to work.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't care because, again, they were so cheap that if I use any parts out of them to fix his
you're
original
done.
carbs,
Yeah, you're absolutely done.
it's worth having.
Yeah, and that's true with a lot of stuff. I wanted to give a prop to K&L. So if you're a home gamer and you want to buy replacement or rebuild shit, K&L does a damn fine job. You can do worse than order from K&L Supply. It's K King and L Lima or Kilo Lima. K&L has been providing me with carburetor rebuild kits for 20 some fucking years.
Quality you can trust.
And they are quality you can trust. And I have had wonderful, wonderful support from them. Now, here's the one thing that you have to be aware of. Sometimes in the rebuild kits, you may notice jets that don't have the numbers that you are replacing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the kits that I got, no numbers on the jets.
Oh, get out of here.
No numbers.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So you're
That was a complaint, and I'm like, yeah, I don't see any numbers.
oh
They give
my
you 3
God.
of each.
What?
You get they gave you 3 pilots, and they give you 3, so you can check them out.
But they have numbers on them.
They don't have numbers.
How do you check?
You look at them, or you run a jet drill and measure them.
So there's 3 pilot jets, but there aren't numbers on any
Well,
one of them.
There's a small, medium, and large. And
Okay, there's a tick or
they
something?
They spell it out for you. They're like, well, we give you this. There's 2 types of CB350.
Okay.
So if you're an early model, you use the smallest one. If it's a later model, it's the middle one. If you have different modified airbox or exhaust, you use the biggest one.
Okay.
If you look through them, you can tell the difference in.
Yeah, you can see the
Okay.
difference.
Right?
Okay.
Or you could do something like I have jet drills, so you put a real small drill that'll see what'll fit through there.
Yeah.
Tell the difference. And
Get the
Okay.
size.
I'm just gonna hold them up to the originals, and I'm probably just gonna use the biggest ones because I want it as rich as possible.
There you go.
It'll
Yeah.
run fine, a little extra rich,
Yeah.
Really?
because I have aftermarket pipes anyway.
You're
so-
running a little extra rich tonight too.
And it's not going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, if it really is too much that it wants to like blubber or stumble or blow a lot of black smoke out, which it won't. It's like 1 jet size up.
Right.
Well, you're like 10 jet sizes up.
So then
right now.
I'm going to use the middle one then if I get that kit. Just the
probably use the
standard
middle one.
because everything's stock.
Yeah.
And it's the latest. It's the oldest.
We'll see how it all works out. I'm
Right.
gonna put them
It's
together.
newest.
We'll see if
Yeah.
they work.
I think you should just
I'll
run.
probably come back and be like, "Those fucking things are junk."
Yeah. Well, at least you
Can't
tried.
believe I wasted my money.
Well, you're doing that for the audience. You're spending your hard-earned money and all this, to bring the people the information.
So the reason I wanted to bring this up is if you are talking to somebody who has not necessarily been doing this for a really long time, and you're trying to get rebuild kits for your kind of an old motorcycle, and somebody says, "Oh, don't use those keister carburetor kits. Those keister carburetor kits have the wrong jets in them." Ignore that person.
That was. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead, John. No, John has. Yeah,
That was okay. So Keister actually did something about that.
they did.
There was a whole thing. They used to be that way. When you
That
get
was
the
true.
old orange boxes,
Yep.
they were very problematic.
Yep.
The gaskets were too wide. They would rub on the float.
Yep.
There were a number of issues that they weren't good. Keister actually took it to heart and reached out and got feedback from people about why they were getting such a bad rap on there. And they did, like when you see the new bluer boxes,
Yep.
it is a new brand.
That's
it's a
right.
rebranded, up quality Keister kits that they
Absolutely.
responded to their bad rap by trying
Exactly.
to come out with better quality.
Dude, how can you have a company called Keister?
I know.
I just how do you, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce some entrepreneurs of our local area, presenting.
Mr. and Mrs. Keister. and their jet kits.
Yeah,
Well, it could have been Cooter.
that's their uncle.
So anyway, it is true that if you are looking at Keister, the new blue boxes, they are legit. We've been using them around here for a long time, and they are good. So don't freak the fuck out. If you get a very old orange box, there is a chance it's not right. So
When Keister was,
yeah, they were, and I believe
it's
me,
so rare that a company goes.
We lived
eh,
through- yeah.
the better.
We
lived
Most
through that.
companies just go
Yeah.
and then they die.
Keisters were pretty fucking awful. And so that's why I do say, if you're going to do it once, call K&L.
Yeah.
We also in Cleveland, we have Carb Parts Warehouse, not Car Parts Warehouse, which we have that too, but Carb as in carburetor. Carb Parts Warehouse, if you're rebuilding a Mikuni, they're the people you want to talk to. They're an extremely good asset for people who want to do any Mikuni rebuilds on any Mikuni ever. Carb Parts Warehouse in Cleveland or they're actually in Parma. So yeah, they're pretty fucking amazing.
I had to get I broke the little brass in the snowmobile. I broke that brass jet shield or like the main jet.
Up inside it, it's basically
It's got
not all carbs have it. Some have a whole round one, but that has the little
A half a
windage.
shield.
I would
A
call it
windage, yeah,
windage,
yeah,
like a
yeah.
windage thing.
It's just a brass dam.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
And I snapped that off, and they're like, this is the last one on Earth. You're lucky because these cars haven't been made since 1975, and it's
I was doing some weird prototyping years ago on a 150 motor, and I kind of figured out on the dynamometer what jet I needed. And so I'd just been drilling jets, and I'd kind of like, okay, this is the right one. So I finally did a dyno pass that made me totally happy. So I had a mid-range, I had an atomizer, and I had a needle, and I had a jet. And I was like, okay, this is what I need. And you don't say like, okay, my Cooney, build me this.
Right.
You go to Car Parts Warehouse and you hand them to the guy. And he goes, oh, that's a Yamaha 440 jet ski jet.
Yeah.
Get out of here. And he gives you the jet. And he goes, oh, that's a mixer tube out of Suzuki 250. And he gives you the mixer tube. Wow. And the guy literally took my stack that I had fabricated for the dyno run, just dyno tuning a bike. And he gave me all the shit I needed so that I was able to then get part numbers and build a kit. Well, it's kind of funny, though, because the jet ski jets were saltwater compliant. They were stainless steel. So I was one of the only people that was selling an exhaust system that came with stainless steel fucking jets. So when you bought a stainless steel exhaust system for me, the motherfucker came with stainless steel jets.
Nice.
Take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, corrosion. That's a lifetime guarantee on the pipe and the jet to go with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And a
I'm
matching
laughing
jet.
because I know what.
You know what it came off of. The world's most pedestrian piece of shit Indian scooter. Yeah.
High performance dyno.
High performance dyno. That fucking thing spent more time on the dyno than you can imagine. Oh, yeah. And to this
The most
day,
finely tuned pipe you've ever heard.
it makes everybody mad. Everybody mad. Like, nobody will ride at the front of the pack with that pipe. They'll all make you go to the back. Oh. Yeah. And it was hilarious, too, because we made the prototype, and the prototype was 3 inches longer, and it was perfect. I mean, the prototype worked great. It was epic. It was great. But it wasn't loud enough. Because at the time, I had a BSA Gold Star, and I fired the bike up next to the BSA Gold Star, and I was like, let's take 3 inches off that fucker. So we took 3 inches off the back of the thing. Well, we achieved loudness.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, so even on my TNT 135 with the pipe I have on it, if I have the stock, so if I keep the header and use the stock exhaust pipe or whatever you call the tip, it's in the driveway. You're like, hey,
it's sexy.
That sounds pretty good. About 10 minutes on the road, and you're like, I got to get this fucking thing off.
My ears are bleeding.
Yeah.
Fucking tell me about it. I rode it on the Lake Erie Loop. I'm like, I can't even make it. That was fucking. I loved everything about that bike except the one part that this guy put on.
I'm going to tell you.
Oh, that's a helicopter. That's a helicopter exhaust on there.
No,
That's
it's a spaceship.
It's a spaceship exhaust.
It's a NASA. Right.
That's so rare and cool. I'm like, it's really fucking
Dude,
loud.
and that had the actual exhaust pipe on it, not the tip.
There is a point, I think, where a muffler actually makes it louder. And you two both managed to achieve that.
Because that is a fact of nature.
I think it is.
When you took the bike with no header,
right?
No pipe.
No, just a giant like catalytic converter box.
You could see the exhaust valves.
Oh yeah.
Like you could see the exhaust valve. You can look up and be like, that's the exhaust valve.
Yeah.
Fires coming out of the bottom of the motor.
Right.
And then you put my pipe on, it got louder.
Yeah, well, it's a
It
megaphone.
sounds like an Oompa Loompa when the pipe's not on it.
It's just magnifying.
It's sitting there.
Yeah.
You can hear the valves.
Put your pipe on.
And you put my pipe on, and now it's like, fuck you!
Oh, my ears are.
Shut the fuck you, man.
There's nothing better.
Such a bad pipe.
You got a ripper though.
Yeah.
Is when you go past parked cars and all of a sudden that
the
sound
alarms
comes
all
right,
go on.
and also the sound is reverberating. It comes
reverberating
right
sound,
back.
yeah.
So it's like, oh, this sounds great. Then you get next to some parked cars, it's like, blah, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I get it. There were, again, I spent way too much time on the dyno. Because this was my first one I ever dyno tuned. I'd never dyno tuned a pipe before. It was my first one.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, I got a dyno available to me. I'm going to use it. And it's a world-class dyno. I'm going to spend a week on this motherfucker. And they didn't care because I was hiring them to build the exhaust. And they're a local Cleveland company.
Yeah.
So as long as you're giving me the money, asshole, put
Go
your bike
for
on
it.
the dyno.
You've done some fucked up shit.
And
Dude, that was 11.7 horsepower.
I was about to say, and like compared to like probably most people, they're
Yeah.
like, he's not going to hurt the dyno. Like you got guys with drag bikes rolling in, and you're like, hey, can I use the dyno? They're
We
like,
had to
"Go
change the
for it."
settings on the dyno because the 400-pound roller,
I was going to say,
too bueno.
yeah.
Too much, buddy. The 400-pound roller,
Yeah.
not enough.
The bike was just like,
No, I couldn't. Yeah, no. That thing showed up. That thing showed up with 7.4 to the tire.
wow.
So it showed up with 7.4 to the tire, and we left there with 11.7 to the tire.
Wow.
That's
That's impressive.
very impressive.
That's
How about
pretty good
how
for a
about
pipe.
Longevity.
Who fucking knows?
Or
Not my
cares.
problem.
Or cares.
Right. Yeah. It
An
performed.
MP, man, not my problem.
Right.
Longevity. Well, here's what I'll tell you. I gave a lifetime guarantee on the pipe,
Right.
and nobody's ever cashed it in. Seriously.
Nothing to break.
There's nothing to break. And I built it like a fucking M1 tank. Like,
It's literally, when you say pipe,
yeah.
it's literally a pipe.
Yeah. My exhaust that the folks at HMF helped me with. But my design was unfuckwithable. Right? It was truly as a pipe you could hand off
Made
to
that with an exhaust a stainless steel.
you could have.
expansion.
We made it so that you could repack it. So you could repack it yourself at home. We made the baffle removable. So we made the baffable. So it was a rebaffable baffle.
Yeah.
And we sent it to you with extra
Stuff.
fiberglass so that you get a free one on us. So we designed it so that it was completely rebuildable for the rest of time.
Right. I packed a pipe with Pink Panther once.
I'm
It was awful because I rode behind it. And I was like,
break my eyes. I can't see.
what the fuck? Oh, I'm never riding behind you again.
Yeah, you had asbestosis after you rode after the fucking thing.
It worked.
Yeah, it was quieter. It was mellower, but yeah. But yeah, the pipe that we built and sent out to, 500 people. And it's funny today when I see those bikes being sold with my pipe on it.
Yeah.
It's great. It makes you feel good when,
Have you ever got one come in with it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got one in the back right now. So yeah, they've come back. The funny thing is when people ask me for the OEM pipe, which was a catastrophe. So when people are like, "Oh yeah, I got a bike. I got this bike, and it's got this weird loud pipe on it. And do you have the stock pipe for it? Nah, fuck you. And but the people that when the bike came from the factory, the pipes were so fucking terrible. The pipe went 360 degrees around the muffler.
Oh.
It went literally 360 degrees around the muffler before it went into the muffler.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And then it came out of the muffler.
Well, that's yeah.
So you could see what I was doing was greatly needed.
Right. Robin Power. Oh, not you saying they.
Yeah, well, that was what you
They
did.
believed in heat scavenging except the opposite.
The opposite way.
Keep all the heat in the motor.
So you could cook on it 2 hours after you get there.
Right.
It was true. So here's a fun thing for people who are my age. Guess what? Over there in Blighty, England, they came in second place in the Revolutionary War. So they're setting up little optical testing stations for motorcycle operators.
Say who?
Yeah, that's right, Steve.
Optical.
Yeah. So they're setting up
Are you saying they wouldn't let McSquinty ride his bike?
They're setting up police checkpoints
For
to
what?
check your vision,
Okay.
to make sure that you can see.
Like you're wearing glasses or
The
something?
tests themselves are purely voluntary. With motorists
voluntary.
with motorists asked to read a standard number plate 20 meters away. The tests are done in good light conditions and the distance is measured accurately. If the officer deems you are unsafe to be on the road, you could have your license removed.
So who's going to volunteer for that?
Exactly. So here in America, we have these things called voluntary DUI checkpoints.
Yeah.
You ever been through one of those?
Yeah.
You'll discover they're not very voluntary.
No.
So the game is that you can see the flashing lights a mile ahead of you on the road, and then you take the immediate next right, and that's where they pull you over.
Yep.
Right.
I've had that
It's
happen.
voluntary.
The most despicable thing I saw was we were coming back from South Carolina,
Yeah.
and there was a sign that said, "Police." What is it? It's a roadblock.
Voluntary police checkpoint ahead.
Police checkpoint
Police checkpoint ahead.
3 miles ahead.
3 miles.
As soon as you pass the sign, there's an exit.
Yeah. That's where all the cops are.
Well,
Yeah.
you saw around the clover,
Yeah.
and there's fucking everybody
9
got
cop
out
cars
there
set
was
up.
getting pulled off right
Yeah.
there.
Remember, in a previous life, I used to be a bastard. I mean, a police officer. And that was our jam. We'd set up the sign, and it said that we'd have a DUI checkpoint, and we'd even publish it. we would publish it to local papers. Saturday night at 1 o'clock in the morning, the city of Mentor is doing a public safety DUI checkpoint on Route 2 eastbound at Heisley Road. And where do you think we would set up? On Hopkins Road.
Yeah, right.
Right? That was the idea. You see the sign, and anybody who's going through the checkpoint is going to get checked. I promise you.
Yeah,
they're getting
they're
checked.
probably cool because they're like, hey.
But anybody who's getting off at the exit before is also getting checked.
Yep.
It's a super double secret checkpoint.
Yep.
And you're exactly right. And that's how you catch them. So that's how you do it.
You know, and those fucking guys are so overzealot. Like when I lived in Cleveland Heights, I came back from a show and I had nothing. I was sober as a clam, 100%. And the guy gets me out and he's like, "Yeah, anything to drink tonight?" I was like, "No." And like, you know, it was like he could tell I had
Was
nothing.
it after 1 a.m.?
It was right about 12:30ish, right
So
around there.
after 1 a.m., there's a 75% chance you're intoxicated.
Right.
After 2 a.m., there's a 95% chance you're
I'm
intoxicated.
sure. But no, but what I was getting to my point is that, so like, he came up with his light and it didn't affect my eyes because I wasn't fucked up, right?
Right.
But I am a broken person. I have bad knees. I have bad things.
Right.
So this asshole gets me out and he's like, "Well, your eyes look fine, but I want to." I tell him, I'm like, "Dude, I have a fake hip. I have bad knees. Like I hobble, like generally, and walking in a straight line is not something I usually can do.
Or
anyways.
is required to drive a car.
Right.
Literally had ADAP training at the Cleveland Heights, the police academy.
Where?
So,
Yeah, exactly.
where the guy who probably taught me was
The guy-
It was probably Sergeant Barnard.
So what's their gig? I was just like, and
So
so
they're doing their standardized ADAP training. It's you got to get out. You can't make excuses. You have to do the whole
Can't you
thing.
say make me blow or let me go?
that's what I told. I did. I told him. I said, "Dude, I'm probably gonna fail this because I'm like, do you want to see my side butt? I have a fucking. I'm not lying to you. I can show you the scar." He's like, "No, it's unnecessary."
I'm sorry, sir. After midnight, I can only walk in high heels.
But it was such a dick move, man. And we went back and forth through this whole thing. And the whole time I'm like, why don't you just have me blow in the thing? And then you know 100% that I'm not lying.
You
to
didn't
you.
have a...
Secondly, I'm 3 blocks from my goddamn house, bro. I'm like, I could walk there from
Yeah,
here.
but that's not a $2,500 ticket.
No, right.
Lakewood was cool with me one time. I mean,
Yeah.
he pulled me over. And he's like, "Have you been drinking?" I'm like, "Yeah, I had a few beers."
All right.
My house is right there.
Right.
You can see it. My house.
Yeah.
I'm on Richland Avenue. My house is literally right there.
Let me borrow your laser sight.
He's like,
That's where I live.
"Go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you."
Yeah.
My kids saved me one time. I was ripping. I took the babysitter home.
Yeah.
And I had a few to drink, and I was ripping down like Lear Road and Avon Lake, and I got all the way back to pulled in my driveway, and the cop pulls in right behind me.
You made it through the gauntlet that is Rocky River?
I was like in my Volvo 740 turbo. I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I love it.
laying into it. I made it into Avon Lake. Cop pulls in right behind me.
Wait. You made it to Lakewood?
No, I lived in Avon Lake.
Oh, you
I
lived
lived
in
on
Avon. All right.
Nantucket.
Sorry about that,
Nantucket
folks.
in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I only lived there for a year because I couldn't stand
It's fine.
But cop gets out of the car and he's like, "Have you been drinking?" And my kids come to the door and immediately start screaming like somebody's sticking a knife in their back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Officer, I'm so sorry, but my kids are out of control."
Right.
And I hate that. My wife called and said
Right.
that there
I hate
was
to
an
do this to you.
emergency. And I had to get home because
Right.
my kids are going to murder each other. And
That's
he's
right.
like, "I get it." And he just walked away. And I was like, "Oh, thank God you were straight."
Usually, yeah. Usually when
Stay
I
up
kick
all
their
night.
ass-
Here's candy. Here's ice cream. Here's chocolate cake.
Why are you hassling Dad? Mom's got the heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, there's stuff. If the cop...
Here's my thing.
Go ahead, John.
Until you fuck up, you shouldn't be. You're pre fucking people. Okay, so you got drunk,
Right.
But you haven't really done anything. You
Right.
haven't really done anything yet. So
I agree.
You've been drinking and you're driving.
Yep.
But like in Germany,
Right.
you could drink and drive. But if you got in an accident or if you ran somebody
Right.
over, if you had a thing, you got fucked.
Super fucked.
And
Yeah.
that's the right way to do
Right.
it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Here, they just let you drink
Here
13
you get a
times.
DUI, you get another DUI,
Right.
you get
You
another
know.
DUI, you're still driving. Then you hit somebody and finally kill somebody, and like it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to go to jail for 5 years.
So we have to bring it back to motorcycles. So here in our,
DUIs on your motorcycle.
here in our state, here in this state, I had this argument with a guy who's in charge of who's allowed to drive in our state. And I had a problem because certain things didn't make sense. I didn't understand some basic rules. I didn't understand some shit about like why we were going to have electric bicycles. That for some magical reason, the electric bicycle could go 29.9 miles per hour, 30 miles per hour. And you could ride that electric bicycle with no sort of credibility or credentials or whatever you might have. And that was okay. But if it went over that at all, then that was not an electric bicycle anymore. That was a motor vehicle. The second it went over 30 miles per hour. When we already had legislation from the 70s that said that if you had pedals on a vehicle with a gasoline-powered motor, that it could be up to 1 horsepower and go 20 miles per hour. 20 miles per hour. And
But you can't ride that in the bike lane.
but you wouldn't need a license for that. Okay. And so we have a lot of conflicting data. And there are different states have different rules. Okay. And so I said, well, why don't we just have a rule that says if the vehicle can't go over 30 miles per hour, you don't need a license for it. That's just it. We're just going to end the rule right there. Just have a very basic rule that says if it can't go over 30 miles per hour, you don't need a license for it. Well, we couldn't do that. Well, okay. And then I said, well, why don't we have a rule that says something like if it can't go over, if it's gas or electric, we have to acknowledge the existence of electric vehicles because there's plenty of electric vehicles, bicycles and scooters already out there on the streets right now today, I promise you. And we have to say that they're either illegal or they're not illegal.
My homeboy that goes by here at about 812 miles an hour on his electric scooter.
And you see his feet moving like he's pedaling?
Yeah.
And he's going super fast.
Yeah.
Or scooters, or those little scooters.
Stand-up scooters.
That's what I'm
Right,
saying.
I
The
agree.
dude in the helmet that's like,
Thought that they were starting to crack. Like, okay, so there's type 1, type 2, and type 3.
There's 3 different licenses for electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Right.
And like we'll even electric bicycles.
Right. Yeah.
So if it's
Low
they're
speed,
trying to
medium
make-
speed,
they're
and
trying
high
to make
speed.
them pedal assist only.
Right.
The throttle only, being able to
California's that way already. Yep.
Yeah.
So I asked the guy that's in charge of these things, and I said, well, you know, if we had one system that made sense, it would be a lot easier on everybody. And I said, why is it that in states around us, a 49cc is legal for people without a license, but not here? He says, we don't want anybody who the state has taken away your driving privileges, whether it's DUI or driving under suspension or driving without financial responsibility insurance, for whatever reason we've taken your license from you, we don't want you to be able to get to work in the morning on anything but public transportation, which, as you know, if you live here, is not an option.
no, it's so
It's not an option. I can get from Avon Lake, where I live, to my building, my shop, with a 20-minute walk to a bus stop, and then a 1 hour 70 or 1 hour 50-minute ride on the bus.
How many transfers do you have to take?
Two. Takes 2.
So it's possible.
So it's possible. It just takes 2.5 hours
it's
to get to my shop from here. It's not practical. So I would be putting in an 8-hour workday plus 5 hours. So 13-hour workday.
That'll make you think twice about losing your license.
Exactly. So I said, well, rather than have that be the answer, what if we just acknowledged that you could ride a 49cc with a DUI, you know? No, because the cost of driver's license reinstatement is where the money is.
sure. Yeah, it's all money, man. That's all it is.
So I assure you
guys.
this, getting the DUI has a fine and a fee and a court appearance and a lawyer. And if you take away the reinstatement process, and at this point I will say the reinstatement process. If you take away the reinstatement process, which is $20,000 or $30,000 over how many years, that's hurting the state. And that's why they don't want to let guys who've had DUIs operate 49cc's that happen to go 45 miles per hour. Because it makes it too easy for them to get to work. And they won't go through the trouble of getting their license reinstated, which is a bullshit thing.
Yeah.
And I feel terrible about that when I have people coming into my shop that are great human beings that say, what can I ride that doesn't require a license? And I'm like, a Schwinn,
Yeah.
a Huffy.
And nothing will
What's
help.
that?
Moped.
No, you can't ride a moped.
Nope. You can't. You have a license.
Right.
Yeah, nothing helps people that are down on their luck and having bad time in life get back on track than not having a job, feeling more lost and other shit.
You could have the greatest job in the world, but if it takes you 2.5 hours to get there,
yeah, whatever.
you could be an engineer at Sherwin-Williams. But if you live where I do and you work at Sherwin-Williams and you have to use public transportation, it's going to take you 2.5 hours to get there.
Your life
I
sucks.
kind of want to challenge the whole notion that
Yeah.
driving is a privilege. It's not a right.
Correct.
Well, you've basically built a construct. In
Thank
which
you.
I can't exist if I don't drive. So
Right.
That's the whole movement now, that they don't
It
get
is- it should
licenses
kind of
and
be
they
a
say you can't force me to get one because I'm required to drive to get to work, and you can't take away my my not
right to
freedom,
work. My right to employment.
So why don't you just start a business, John? I have a perfect, instead of a Yoder toter, you could have a drunk wagon.
That's
right. Cocktails on the way here. Yeah, some Bloody Marys ready. You want a little Irish cream?
I will say this. Last year, every couple of years, we've carried a couple of electric bikes in our history. And so last year I took one of our electric bikes and I rode it home.
It will still take you 5 hours to get home because we're going to hit like 4 bars.
And so I did take an electric bicycle home that can go 30,
Yeah.
and I rode an electric bike home that can go 30. And I made it home in about 35 minutes, 45 minutes. And that's pretty fucking great, to go home.
Yep.
Now, it turns out that particular bike is a little too spicy for Ohio's laws.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just one of those things where we talk about.
And I think right now, with the way things are going with cops and seeing all
Yeah.
this stuff, if you're a your age man riding an electric bike down the street and you're doing just riding down the street, you're not getting pulled over.
Oh, no, I got pulled over because I wasn't wearing a helmet.
Really?
I got pulled over in Rocky River
On a bicycle.
on a bicycle.
When's the rule about helmets on bicycles?
Turns out.
Oh, electric bikes have a rule?
Oh, well, Mentor has a rule that says you must wear a helmet whilst riding a bicycle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But you don't need one on a motorcycle.
Exactly.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's true.
A lot of douche waffles in government.
They should make a law that says when you make a law, you have to remove a law.
There can only be so many laws like the Ohio liquor law. Yeah. So you want to have White Claw. Are you willing to give up Pappy?
Right.
Right?
You want Malort. Are you willing to give up anything good?
Did you guys see that Malort's coming to Cleveland?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's right. Listeners, if you now we have a second option instead of Chicago, Cleveland's going to have Malort.
Why?
Because people want it.
No, they don't. No, nobody wants
Nobody
it.
wants Malort.
Nobody wants it.
Dude, if I was still drinking, I'll down a bottle.
It's been a
love
fuck
that
you.
stuff.
It's been a fuck you that could be administered when you were in the city of Chicago. Hence the Chicago handshake. A shot of Malort and a can of Old Style.
Yeah.
You get a can of Old Style and a shot of Malort. It's called a Chicago handshake.
Yeah.
It's best served with a hearty fuck you. $3.75 and a fuck you. Right? Oh. It is an absolute thing. And so me, age over 50.
Yeah.
Me, not even remotely cool. Me riding an electric bicycle that costs over $2,000.
Sure.
Home to my house in the great white suburban mecca of Avon Lake.
Which at this point in the year of 2023,
Right.
what cop doesn't know who you are? Just because
They
of how
should.
many things you
In
ride
River
home
for
all
as
the-
many times as they pull you over.
Exactly.
Just on a motorcycle.
They should have a poster on the wall that says, please, don't fuck with this guy.
Yeah, right.
He's going to make you feel bad.
Especially from here to your house.
To here to my house.
Yeah, right.
Because I've lived there forever. Right?
Right.
And for real, not even joking around, guy pulls me over and I'm on a bicycle. So I don't even know how to act. I got pulled over in a boat.
It's an insurance.
I didn't know how to act either, right? So I pull over and the guy's like, got your license? And I was like, no, bicycle license? Not since I've been like 10.
Yeah. You get the sticker for the
I got a
back
sticker.
fender back in the 70s.
That was it, man. He's like, hey, yeah, I got a license.
Yeah.
Why are you pulling me over?
Yeah.
Oh, you were going over 25
Was it going over?
But it's a bicycle. Like, what if you were just huffing it?
The state laws, the particular fucking shire that I was going through, Rocky River on Route 6.
I trained when my wife, when we were dating and she lived in Clifton and I was racing bicycles, I would train. I'd go from there all the way to Sheffield Lake and back, and I try to do it in like 45 minutes. And
Did you go over 25 miles per hour while you're going through Rocky River?
I did.
Then you're speeding, my son.
But man, that's fucking weird.
Doesn't matter what you're on. You can be on a fucking skateboard. Speed limit. 25.
Well, then you're speeding.
A fair game.
Isn't that what you just said?
I got pulled for speeding.
Wow.
Because I was going apparently 27.
And you were in the little right-hand side little bike lane thing?
I was Lycra. I was one Lycra away from being that guy.
So an instrument that's plus or minus 5.
Doesn't matter.
You got pulled over
again. Did I mention I was pulled over by something other than a robot? I was pulled over by a police officer. He made the decision to pull me over. He made the decision to protect his city by pulling my ass over for 27 in a 25 on a bicycle on my way home from my job.
Right.
See an opportunity to be extra pricky today.
That's right. I wonder if I can add to the coffers of my particular shire. And he pulled me over and he said, "Where's your helmet?" And I said, "With my motorcycle."
Yeah.
And he said, No, where's your helmet? In our village or our city or our town or our community, you're required to wear a helmet whilst pedaling a bicycle.
In our homeland.
And I said, well, in my state, I'm not required to wear a helmet on a motorcycle if I've had a license for over 1 year.
Right. Does that apply for things?
Take that.
Yeah, so how does that apply?
And he said, no, he goes, if you're riding a bicycle in the city, you are required to wear a helmet.
Huh.
And I said, does that go for all athletic equipment? Because I'm an asshole.
What does he mean by that?
Well, I asked him, I said, does that go for all athletic equipment?
Okay.
Because I perceive that a bicycle is a toy.
Right.
To me, a bicycle is a toy. Because 4-year-olds can ride them.
Right.
Right?
Sure.
A 4-year-old can ride a vehicle that is in not any big way different than the one I was riding.
I think Lakewood has such law.
I know.
Doesn't even own a helmet.
Again, here we are. And so I looked at the guy and I said, the fact that you and I are having this conversation right now is a waste of the resource that is you.
And what's wrong with this world?
You are a valuable asset to this community. Why are we talking?
Yeah.
And why are you demanding to see my credentials
Right.
and my papers?
See papers. Sit German.
Let me see the papers.
So
What papers?
I'd like to see the baby.
They merely state you've not been mistreated while you
will
been
ask
here.
the questions. As in your joke.
I want to see the baby. So, anyway, after a 5-minute exchange that was teetering on dickish, we both agreed that it was a pretty ridiculous situation. That if he wrote me a ticket for anything, I was going to be the guy to fight it. And that he should probably just let me proceed gaily.
Can they, I mean, like, if you fought
But
that,
if you're Simone, you want some. Oh, you're gonna fight it?
Well, I've been
Great, I get some court
John,
time.
I know that situation.
I know you know.
But at
So you know that's where my brain was going.
I know you know.
but I'm saying, but at 2 over, wouldn't they have to prove that bike has 0 speedometer like, you could argue, like, if you're doing 50 in a 25, you can't argue that your speedometer was off. At 27,
The radar
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Am I going to jump off of my electric bicycle and demand to see the officer's readout on his recently
No.
calibrated radar?
I'm not talking about
K-band
that. I'm
or
saying
laser?
your bicycle. I'm saying the thing that you were on that
Yeah.
probably doesn't even have does it have a speedometer?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you know?
Probably 10 miles per hour off.
That's what
Of course it was.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
So, like, if you were going to fight it, there's no way it would hold up in court because they'd have to prove that thing was accurate.
No, they would not. They would have to only say you were speeding. You'd have to prove you weren't.
Okay, either way.
That's the way the law works.
pull you over,
Right.
make you feel bad.
Thank you. And hopefully write you a citation that you would just pay because it's cheaper to pay a $200 ticket than pay a $900 attorney.
Right.
Right. So that's the way law works. But anyway, I thought it was pretty hilarious that me got pulled over for riding a bicycle. Again, still think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Again,
Yeah. All right.
well done, you defender of freedom.
Yeah.
Right? Glad you're wearing that Kevlar vest and those military BDUs.
Right.
You got your SWAT badges all over you.
And then while you were pulled over, like
Yeah.
3 of your Avon Lake neighbors lost like garden utensils and things because people were just robbing shit.
Anyway, but it's just one of those silly things that we talk about, in here in our world where we don't, nobody's killing us.
Right.
Nobody shot at me today, so I get to be pulled over by a young man.
People problem.
White people.
I got pulled over my bicycle going.
First world problems. Yeah, and I didn't get my ass beat, right? So that's what it is. And I just think it's one of those hilarious things about the motorcycle community that when you are a guy riding a bicycle through Rocky River with no helmet on, you might get pulled over. Yeah. When you're one of 200 people riding through Rocky River on the sidewalks and lawns doing wheelies,
You don't get pulled over.
you don't get pulled over. No. Not even close. Right?
Or if you're on a C-70 passport, minding your own business, you get pulled over.
DWQ.
No, they pulled me over because his daughter bought a moped.
Oh, no, that's just, that's just a rolling sales opportunity. I get pulled over those all the time. I thought it was DWQ, driving while queer.
No, I got pulled over because my rear light flickered when I applied the brake.
In Rocky River.
In Rocky River.
Of course you did.
Because I said this is a 6-volt system, and it's a little bit low because the battery's always dead and whatever.
It flickered.
That's what she said. That's what she pulled me over for.
Sir, it flickered. Yeah. Did you not see the hand signal?
I said it's flickering now because you're so hot.
It's flickering. Of course it's flickering. It's working. Yeah. This is just part of what it is. As much as it's ridiculous.
My Rocky River pullover was on my CB750 with a vintage blade on it.
Yeah.
And he pulled me over. I'm like, so where are you going? I'm going to a vintage motorcycle club meeting over here. In
Wink,
Rocky
wink.
River.
Nod, nod. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking because you're riding with that vintage plate. You're not selling. I'm like, well, I'm the vintage Japanese motorcycle club field rep of Northeast Ohio.
And then he shit his pants.
Dare you?
How dare you?
I'm sorry, sir. Would you like to look into this can of worms you've just opened? Yeah. I have answers for all your questions. I like how Kromke
That's what I was going to say.
says that he puts a Facebook group posting up of an event anytime he's going to ride a vintage bike anywhere on a Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever.
So they've got it down now. So between Nick and Dan and this other guy, Mike, there's at least Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Oh, and Peter Honda. He does Thursday. So now there's 4 days a week covered by vintage bike
events
nights at different bars.
God.
So if you want to go out, you have a choice on every night that you could go somewhere.
I get pulled over driving a Previa with historical plates on it, and my steering wheel's on the wrong side of the vehicle, and the guy's like, I see you got a historical plate back there. And I look at him and I go, and what does that mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, no, that's my job.
You're only allowed to go in parades. I've heard that a million times.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not even anything.
That's why now I just immediately flip it around. And I'm just like, and what does that mean?
Yeah.
Officer,
Since
you're pulling me over, what does that mean?
And
I learned that from my wife.
The thing is so vague, like the actual law, like the way they say it, what you're allowed on.
Would you like me to
As a
quote
matter
it?
of fact, it's not vague at all.
It's not vague at all.
It says exactly.
John, step number 1. I can do it.
It's for repairs.
To or from repairs or service of the vehicle.
From repairs. To or from a vintage motorcycle event.
Yep.
And then if you're test riding, if you're selling it.
Buying or selling. Yep. Photographing.
I thought on weekends.
Weekends and holidays.
Yeah.
Parades or festivals.
Right.
Club events.
And it also says no regular riding.
That's exactly
so
right.
If he sits there and watches you and sees you every morning going to work and back, that's regular.
I got pulled over in my 69 El Camino because the guy watched me go back and forth to work every day. So in the Heights, I was living there. And so I was living in the Heights and the guy pulled me over in my own driveway for 69 El Camino Super Sport. And he's like, you've been driving this to work every day for the past 4 days. And I said, I've been working on this bitch every day for the past 4 days.
Right.
And he went, what? And I went, well, where I work, is also my shop.
Right.
So I have been driving to work and working on the car every single day.
And what constitutes work?
Exactly.
If I unscrew the tire cap
Doesn't
valve
matter.
and put it back on, I
doesn't
did
matter.
work.
As I said to the guy, write me the ticket. Go ahead. You'll feel better. Write me the ticket right now. You'll feel better. But we're going to go to court and you're going to lose.
Right.
Because I'm going to show you that the shop that I get my truck worked on, this is way back in the day, shares a parking lot with the place I work.
Right.
And I'm going to bring an invoice for the shop, Papoose Auto Repair, that says that I've been getting my car serviced here every day for the past 7 months.
Right.
A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. I got a bag of parts behind the seat. Spark plugs, cap, rotor, that all say that work is happening.
Right.
But write me the ticket, you'll feel better. Let's sort it out in court later. Unless you don't want your sergeant looking at you for bringing in bullshit tickets.
Right.
And if that's the case, maybe just ask me about my kick-ass car with no door handles, and then you can roll out.
Public service announcement.
Yeah.
Unless you're Phil, never tell the police officer to go ahead and write you a ticket.
I've done it a bunch. Yeah.
Unless you're Phil.
Right.
Don't ever
Just be extremely confident. Right? Because ultimately they're fishing.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they're hoping you're going to be submissive.
Say, what's that box next to you? Is that heroin? Oh, I gotcha.
Well, but I've been driving with vintage plates since I was 15 years old.
Right.
Right? So I'm pretty familiar with it.
The thing is, they can't challenge you for any. You don't have to prove it. You just have to say the right thing.
Right.
Dude.
And as soon as you say the right thing,
Right. They can write
can't
you.
really do it any farther.
So wait, you said for pictures, right?
Right.
So I work for Summit Racing as
Yeah.
a photographer.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking taking this for pictures
Trust
every
me.
day.
Always. I've been there, done that.
I'm driving it out down to the Cleveland sign. I want to take a picture of my bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to take a ton. I'm listing it for sale tomorrow. I'm going to go get my pictures at the kick-ass at the lake or whatever.
Your
Doesn't
wife
matter.
really wanted me to bring the bike over to take a picture on it.
But the point is, dude, I used to run model year plates. So I'd have a plate on the back of my El Camino that's at a 69 El Camino, and the plate was a 1969 Ohio plate.
Yeah, right.
A white
Yeah.
plate with blue letters.
Yeah.
And then I had the real plate, the vintage plate, in a folder behind my seat. So you had to have the vintage plate with you, the historical plate with you.
Right.
But then you had display model year plates you could put out on the vehicle.
Yeah. Dan has that on his.
To complete the show of the vehicle.
Well, nobody mistakes that it's not a 68. It's a 69.
Exactly. So the point being that we can put fictitious plates on our vehicle if we fill out a form.
Right.
That says we are doing it with their acknowledgement. Right. And I do it all the time. And it is a funny, weird hole in the law because you don't ever have to get an e-check or whatever, and you can do your thing. But again, if you're driving it all the goddamn time, and I've got 7 or 8 motorcycles that I drive that have historical plates on them, and it's just, that's the rule. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Right. You know, if that's the rule of your state. Dude, my buddies are in Wisconsin. They've got 15 plates that all have the same number on them. Yeah. Like not even our historical plates and stuff. They all have the same plate because they're vehicle collectors. So their plate is like ABC12.
Oh, yeah.
But they have 20 plates.
Yeah, right.
Because it's a collector vehicle thing.
Yeah.
And that's how they roll.
Well, that makes more sense anyways.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't
the plate comes back to you?
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
Instead of the car.
Why am I not insured?
Right.
I'm the one who's going to be crashing the bitch.
Yeah, who cares about what vehicle it's
Why do I care if the bitch is insured? I should be insured.
Right.
The car doesn't have a different driving record. The car is just a piece of equipment.
Right.
I'm the person that should be insured.
And that's the way they do it in England, right?
It is.
It's
a lot
MOT
of places.
Goes with,
and Michigan does no fault insurance where, you know, the person, whatever car they're driving is insured.
Yeah, yeah.
And different places, different regions have that. But again, if somebody else is driving John's car,
right,
how do they know that John hasn't been paying his insurance?
Right.
Well, if you're insured on you and you're driving John's car, that's all that should matter.
Right, doesn't matter.
Right, I agree. If we're going to kowtow to this silly thing called insurance, which is ludicrous to begin with,
right,
in absence of our own financial ability to take care of our situations and the things we fuck up in the world, we have given money to an alternative source to provide us with a level of security to make sure you don't take our house if I kill you with my car.
Right.
Which we don't do the same thing for our guns or anything else that kills people.
Or let them do things where for 13 years, you've paid every month your premium. Yeah. And then this is what happened to me. And this is when I was like, you know what? This place
Did you get canceled?
No, well, no, pretty much. But like, this was fucking crazy. So like, admittedly, when I was 20, my driving record was horrible. It's pretty much everybody here was the same thing.
Yes.
So then years later, everything cleared up, whatever. So now I have 15 years of clean driving records, whatever.
Yeah.
Never miss a payment. The car, I get hit by a semi, totals the car.
Right.
First accident ever.
Ever.
Not my fault.
No.
Cops issue fucking things to everybody else.
Yep.
I'm the innocent guy that just got mauled. Dropped or $2,000 a month or something like ridiculous. Yeah. Like, how is that legal?
Right.
It has nothing to do with me.
It's bullshit.
Nothing to do with my driving.
Absolutely bullshit.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
Bullshit. Yeah, it's terrible.
That industry, man.
We have a law in our state that says I'm allowed to have bonded insurance. Like, so if you have enough money in the bank, if you have a certain amount of money in the bank, that you don't have to pay for insurance from Geico or State Farm or whatever.
Yeah, because you can just pay.
I mean, the minimum coverage is $10,000. So if you can put $10,000,
Well, they require like 30,000, I think, for a bond.
But that's what it should be. I mean, if you're only requiring $10,000 worth of insurance, and
Right.
if I put $10,000 into the bank and promise,
like the general is like the absolute bottomless pit of like whatever the minimum requirement is. And that's the only way some people can get things. But you're right, it's like 10 grand or something like that.
My insurance company, my agent didn't pay the insurance company. I took a check into him. Didn't pay the insurance company. They canceled my insurance. I called the company. I'm like, hey, your agent did not pay my insurance. Okay, you could have your insurance back. $1,000 more. Doubled the cost of my insurance. Doubled it. Because you had new insurance. You were a new customer. They said I was a new customer. I'm like, I had your insurance for 10 years. Your agent didn't pay. It's your fault. It's your agent's fault. And they doubled my insurance.
You should have called somebody.
I called everybody, and then
a lawyer.
I went to another insurance company, and they gave me the same rate that I had there before then.
Yeah,
and
well, that's satisfactory. You get to go tell them to fuck their hat.
My agent told me to go ahead and file a claim whenever that thing flew up and hit my car because it was a no fault claim. He's like, no fault claim doesn't affect your cover. Like, it's not going to affect your premium or anything like that.
That doesn't count when it's another car, apparently.
Because it's.
I got hit in a parking lot.
But it's their fault, which it should be like no fault to you.
Right. I wasn't in the car.
Right, exactly. Yep.
I was in a store, and I got my fucking insurance dropped. I came out. I was like, what the fuck? And their car's all smashed, and this dude's like, I'm so sorry.
And there's a note on it. Your insurance is good. Sorry we dropped you.
Yeah. It sucked. I was pissed. Oh, whatever.
It is, and insurance is just, that's one of those tough things.
There's a lot of things wrong with our society, and insurance is one of the biggest ones.
I was funny because...
Especially with health insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that because I was like, well, why the fuck am I paying car insurance? Because according to the state of Ohio, if I've got $50,000 of cash or assets on hand, I don't need to have car insurance.
Right.
You have to send the bond to the state, though. Or if you want to do it, you have to...
Right. And that's not a problem. It's cheaper than paying for insurance. Trust me. And so I contacted the state of Ohio and I said, according to this ORC, this is the law. And as luck would have it, I'm fortunate enough that I have those kind of assets standing by. So can I get a statement or something that says that I'm self-insured? And they went, oh, we haven't issued one of those in a long time. And I said, well, but you can, right? And they're like, well, we don't have a paper or anything that says that.
So how can you be in compliance?
Or a form.
How can you be in compliance?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the idea.
So
that's the idea. Right. So even though the law says that you're allowed to be self-insured, there's no way to prove that you're self-insured if you're pulled over.
You just have to carry around 50 G's.
That's what I was joking. I literally, I asked them, I was like,
license and insurance, or hold this.
I was like, so what you're telling me is I just need to carry a bank statement with me at all times, right?
So what's your topic, Steve Hofford, that you brought to the podcast because you were supposed to?
Why you keep shitting yourself?
Because
that's Taco Bell.
Every time I look at you,
I want some hate mail towards you.
myself.
Please say there's some hate mail
There has
towards
to be.
Johnny Mac.
There's got to be some hate mail through somebody.
Can somebody
You
out
gotta
there
break out
somebody
some
out there,
kind of hate
can somebody
mail.
out there just please hate him for next week?
We've had
He's
so
been
much.
bugging the hell out of me.
Scrub Talk, or Scrotum Talk.
Yeah.
Drink your drink.
Scrotum Talk said, I have to agree with Tom. Harleys do suck. I've been riding one for close to 50 years. I wouldn't kick a dead dog in the ass with one. I love how he says he's been riding one for 50 years, and he wouldn't kick a dead dog in the ass with one.
Well, he also pays a lady to kick his nuts, so I mean, yeah, whatever, it's fine.
He pays us $20, so fuck it. He's good people.
That's what I just said.
Yep.
He pays a bunch of ladies to kick his nuts.
This is a fucking hilarious one that on the topic of Renee packing her box.
Oh yeah.
Darren Bemrose, who is apparently outside of our shipping area. Darren Bemrose is a little upset.
Oh.
Darren says, I am happy to pay the shipping costs so I can have the Renee stuffed box experience.
It is an experience.
He says, let me know and I will send you the funds. Cheers, Daz. So I read that to Renee yesterday, and I said, hey, Renee.
Yeah, by the way.
How do you feel about stuffing your box and sending it to England?
Yeah, international
Box stuffing. And it turns out she says, you know what?
Did she give her consent?
Yes. Stamped right on the box.
Yes, when she's stuffing her box, I can smell the consent. Fuck, man. Oh shit. I can't hire anybody else. I had to bring the last one from fucking New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Fuck.
So Renee said she would gladly stuff her box for Daz, or put Daz's stuff in her box or whatever.
Yeah.
But it turns out we came across this thing called Pirate Ship.
Huh?
And Pirate Ship is like one of those, like, you know, use us and it's not as expensive.
Dude, what you got to find out, whatever, if you look up Boomstraka Braking in the Netherlands, they are a motorcycle breaker.
Okay.
Or, you know, parts dismantler, whatever.
Yeah.
They got me a part in 2 days for $12.
Okay. This is the thing I want our people to, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Here's the way the world works. I order parts from, is it Germans?
Germans.
And to get the part from
The Germans.
to Cleveland, it costs like $11.
Yeah, nothing.
For me to mail that part to Texas,
Oh, yeah.
it costs like $30
It takes 7 days longer.
and takes much longer.
Yeah, it's
All right?
insane.
Let me tell you, it is not a fair playing field. Yeah, I get like there are things that other places do better than us. Healthcare, apparently post, right? When it comes to that, yes, you're absolutely right. So we signed up for this silly thing, you know. I should probably be getting sponsorship money from them, whatever. But we signed up for this thing, and Renee's like, "Wow, our Patreons." So she's been able to sneak a few extra things into her box.
Cool.
So she's been able to increase her box stuffing capabilities.
So over the time, she's been able to expand her box.
Well,
enough to
I think
fit
that
more
as a
things.
result of us choosing better and making better decisions, she's able to better stuff her box
So she's learned the Tetris method.
of stuffing her box.
Yeah.
We've already done that.
The post would be cheaper in this country if it wasn't so cheap for Amazon to use the post.
Well, that's exactly it, right? You know,
And they're
I hear
subsidizing.
She's able to squeeze a little bit more into her box.
she has been able to squeeze a little more in her box. In fact, we're giving people now these Ukrainian stickers. So you see on the side of my headphones.
Yeah, those are
There you
cool.
go. We have some ClevelandMoto stickers that we've done with some Slava Ukrainia stickers. Because why not?
Right.
So we're throwing a couple of those in the boxes now too. So you get some Ukrainian stickers, ClevelandMoto, cool stickers for that kind of shit too. Because you know what? Nobody likes to be fucking invaded.
No.
Not nobody. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. Being invaded sucks. Yeah.
My yard was invaded by squirrels, and I hated it.
Exactly. So fuck
Putin is an anal invader.
fuck those squirrels. But it was a really funny deal. Oh, and I did want to say Wesley Herbert just became a $20 patron.
What a great
A
fucking name.
$20 fucking...
Herbert the pervert.
Say, Chris, why don't you come on over?
So, and he just
Sorry.
bailed out.
Sorry.
Hey, John, remember at the $20 level,
Now, you remember, I've been asking for some negative feedback.
I seem to have spilled my juice on your shirt. Would you mind taking it off real quick? I'll wash it.
You're sitting on his lap when he comes to
when
the
he
podcast.
shows up to the podcast,
Who wants to take their pants off and play Captain Neptune?
What was the one where like
I don't,
something
doesn't
happened?
matter.
No, but all the kids, I don't know, whatever.
When you stop imitating, it stops being funny.
yeah.
Right. Don't go into that. Don't do the deep dive on that shit. And Paul Charney also signed up. So we're getting a new Patreon, which
We're
is
gonna
kind
have
of
to have a
fucking amazing.
second podcast for all the people that are gonna be able to talk on this thing.
You know what? I'm completely thrilled about the idea of people chiming in.
But we're gonna have to, now that this is becoming this big of a
Yes.
thing,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get on the tech side and get a phone device that actually doesn't sound like shit.
We're gonna have to do it better.
Yeah,
we'll have to.
I
do it
kind of
better.
had it going with the Oscar thing, but his phone connection sucked.
It
that
sucked.
day.
It wasn't great.
But the audio part of it should work. So we're gonna do some testing.
Our
There's gonna be some
Patreons deserve
testing.
better.
Yeah, we're gonna do some
They deserve
testing.
better. They honestly do. I mean, there's just no better way to put it. We want to make sure you get a quality
Broadcast
experience.
Show up live.
Now, that's my favorite idea right there.
Well, of course.
Showing up live is the solid move. Nobody's ever came here and had a bad time
No.
Yet.
That's
There's
it.
some people that
Right.
woke up in
Right.
the parking lot of Porco's that regretted some things. Maybe.
Not our fault.
No.
No, you may have been overserved. Not our fucking problem.
Come to the Cleveland Moto Podcast and wake up with a condom on your ass. Will you tell anybody?
You wouldn't say a word. No, that's it.
Would you like
Good.
to come to the Cleveland Moto Podcast?
And you know what? What's funny is there's a new menu over at Porco.
Yeah.
And we were over the other night test driving some of the new drinks. And it's because you got to do it. Quality control. And there's 2 or 3 new drinks on the menu. And first of all, I'm very happy to announce that the Roman Twist, my drink, is
back on.
officially on the menu.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's never been officially on the menu before. So this is the first time ever my personal drink is on the menu. And I'm convinced it's because of our podcast listeners showing up at Porco and going, give me a Roman Twist. And it's fucking cool. And
That's all I ever get when I go there.
it's hilarious. People are like, man, you are single-handedly responsible for that drink being popular. And I'm not. It was our bartender from Porco years ago, Shannon, who was like, well, you like bourbon and you like coffee. Here you go. It's called a Roman Twist.
And they put the beans back in it so you could chew on the coffee beans.
You can chew on the coffee beans later
Which is
on.
the best.
Which is pretty
I
rad.
love chewing. I love chewing coffee beans.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But it's really hard to miss that. I mean, like the Porco experience, going in there and just getting your fucking mind blown out for a couple of hours is a good thing because there's no TVs in there.
No.
You are cut off from society. You are welcome to a salubrious confines of the Porco experience.
The ambiance is the best.
It is.
Yeah.
It's great. And it is a great place to disappear for 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, it's really cool. And I do like it. The guys that are cooking now are like this weird, strange Filipino Mexican. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
They got the flavors,
The
huh?
food is just amazing coming out of that kitchen right now.
You know, it's funny. Like all these people that are, and this has nothing to do with that, but like people
Yeah.
that come out the whole racism thing and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But like, why would you ever be like that? You're gonna miss out on so much good food. Like,
Oh, completely.
So are racists like, I don't want to eat good, like I can't eat Mexican because I don't like them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or what? Like that doesn't make any
No
sense.
shit.
Right?
Oh, no.
You're throwing
if you're
away.
so racist, it's fucking up your diet.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's bad. You don't want to eat like
It's a
that.
simple reason not to be
Yeah,
racist.
for
Food.
real, especially America.
Yeah.
especially Cleveland.
Yeah.
yeah. Now that's
Which you posted the article, which was what? We're the #1 city for food.
no, we're
or
number
2?
7.
7. Okay.
We're number 7 in America. Top 10 cities for food.
Yeah.
We're the number 3 fattest.
Well, that's
Are we?
too.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Oh yeah.
can't be.
Oh yeah.
There's got to be some southern states down there.
No, I mean I'm thinking Milwaukee.
Yeah. Milwaukee's the biggest.
Milwaukee's pretty big.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's pretty big. Chicago's pretty big. Chicago's pretty big.
Fat people. Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking what Steve said is the land of sweet tea. So the land of sweet tea and diabetes has got to have something going on us.
Somebody down there.
So like all of Alabama, right? I mean, that's it.
Fried chicken and sweet
Plus
tea.
all of Georgia. Just think of Boss Hog, right? Like,
Hill came Big Bertha Brown.
oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one when you think of like,
Uh-oh, here comes the typing.
oh yeah, for sure, man. And how many, like, what is the ownership ratio of baggers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. Man, I guess Florida's number 3 now.
Oh.
That's the thing.
Well, that's because all the people from Ohio moved to Florida.
That is true.
When they get
That
to
is true.
optimal,
If you want to
they
see a
plump them
lot
up,
of,
and then they get to the optimal size, they ship them down.
if you want to see a lot of Ohio license plates, go to Florida.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's true. Florida and Michigan. Yeah, that is an absolute fucking fact right there. But anyway, not to get onto it for too much of a thing. It's Cleveland is a very good place to eat.
Yeah.
I got a $12 steak the other night at Booth's in Lakewood by your house, and it used to be called the Tam O'Shanter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I was trying to think. I'm like, Boots. Where's Boots?
the Tam O'Shanter. It's by the old shop. And I went in there. Adam Constantine's was playing. He was playing keyboards with the dude playing guitar, and they were killing it.
Is that the sailboat guy?
Yep. They were killing it. And there were dogs in the bar, and there was a giant steak, a big baked potato, a salad. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you don't eat the dine on swine, or dine on flesh, but this food was great.
Yeah.
Fairview
$12.
Tavern has that every Saturday.
Saturday.
Yep.
Wow, man. I got fed good, and the music was great, and he closed his night with Purple Drank, Purple Drank.
Nice.
And that was a good close.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing about a 276 bar extended rip on Purple Drank.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It was cool. It was a good night out. So that's the Cleveland entertainment dollar going further, because I cleared the place with a $22 tab.
Wow. That's dinner included?
Dinner and 2 beers.
Wow. Nice.
So dinner and 2 beers on a $22 tab. You can afford to tip big.
People in New York are killing you.
Yeah, they are hating me right now. They're hating me hard. You had a 16-ounce steak. Yep. Baked potato, big as your head. Side salad, can confirm.
Right.
And 2 beers. And they weren't shitty beers. They were like proper Abita, like
Right.
good beers. Like Toxic Blonde
Yeah.
for $22. Game on. Yeah. Welcome to Cleveland.
And they weren't dumpster steaks.
No, they were good steaks. No.
I'm saying in New York, you have to pay $22 to get a steak out of the dumpster.
Oh, you'd fight a rat for it.
Right.
Sure, yeah. That's not happening here. But it was pretty fucking rad. So
Awesome.
I dig it. Anybody else got anything else?
No, I've been...
You've been holding the fucking Allen head in your head.
No, but so this is interesting. So for weeks and weeks and weeks in podcasts, this
Right.
fucking thing's been living there, and I've been holding it.
Yep.
And I thought it was milled down, but
No, it's not milled down.
Why is it such a weird shape?
Would you like to know?
Yes.
So under the seat of your Benelli TNT 135,
Yeah.
there is an L-shaped hole in your seat to hold that particular Allen wrench. And the reason that particular Allen wrench gets skinny in the middle is so it goes into a clip that holds it.
But do you see?
I do see
It's
it.
not turned down.
No, it's not
the
turned.
ones.
It's
It's
cut.
off centered.
It's cut.
It's so weird.
It's cut.
Look at it. It's like
Yep.
off centered.
It's cut. And it's cut for a very specific reason. And
Stamped.
yep.
Yeah,
It is
that's- yeah.
really cool. And I just ordered a set of wrenches. I can't wait till they come in, because I ordered a set of Allen wrenches.
Yeah.
But built into the Allen wrench, in the short part of the Allen wrench,
Yeah.
is a socket that slides out. So a 6mm Allen head wrench,
Yeah.
wrench, is also a 6mm socket,
Oh, nice.
because the socket is slid down like a foreskin. So when the socket is slid down
Yeah.
and you just see the helmet, that's just 6mm Allen.
Yeah.
But when you slide the socket up, like a man wearing a turtleneck sweater, that's a 6mm socket.
There you go.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for these things to show up, because I want to break them out. Because then this way, with 7 or 8 Allens, you cover a bunch of sockets too.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Order 2010s.
So there's also this thing. It's like a button on a bearskin rug.
Yes. So when they come in, we're going to do a deep dive on these things, because they're pretty cool.
All right.
They're from Motion Pro, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
so I ordered some fun stuff. We're going to talk about tools next week. And so I got some cool stuff coming in that we're going to want to have a chat about.
Well, Smith and those guys will be back, so
They'll
we'll
be
have all
back,
the
and we'll
tools that we can talk about.
We're gonna have a house full. Look, it'll be Pennington's will be back. Smith will be back. It'll be just full of tools.
It'll be a regular toolbox.
It'll be a fucking tool show. All right, that's it.
That's it.
Fucking ride fast and take chances. Play us out, Johnny.
Bum, bum, ba, 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 bum, bum, ba, 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 ba.
Press the right button, get us out of here, sleepy.
Ride fast, take chances. Ride fast, take chances. Ride fast, take chances. Ride fast, take chances. Ride fast.